Yeah. What's up? The Top Coast Malachi Williams in the building. We back. New Media Today USA Boxing. We are back. We back in here, man. I just literally sat down from doing the gym. Leg day. You know how leg day is, man. Leg day, motherfucker. I'm tired of the motherfucker, man. But we gonna go ahead and make it do what it do. You know, let's give everybody a round of applause that's here right now. Crack the damn screen on my phone. Man, I'm mad. The first time I ever done this shit too. First time I ever done that. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. Enough of hearing about how everybody's day went so far. You in the UK? I know it's 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock at night. You guys' day is over with. It's nighttime. How everybody doing so far? Peace to the family. As a matter of fact, let's make it do what it do. Hold on, guys. Peace to the family. I wanna what I'm trying to do, guys, is this. I'm trying to figure out what are the demographics of actual boxing fans who actually purchase and buy fights. Now, the reason why I break it down like this is because promotional companies, this is what they do. Promotional companies know their business down to a T, especially the ones who have like a marketing team. They look at analytics. They understand certain people, certain ethnic groups, buying habits, spending habits, and stuff like that. And they know how to market to them based on that. All of that is marketing 101. Once you become a marketer, you have people, if you're a real company, real companies, they have that shit set up. They pretty much know they can guesstimate, what they're going to do down to a T. They really understand it. And from a boxing fan standpoint, fans, we don't really get into that stuff because we don't really care nothing about that, to be honest. To be honest, we really don't, we don't get into that shit because we don't care nothing about that. Only thing we want to do is see the fights. You know what I mean? That's a boxing fan standpoint. Now, I will say this. I honestly believe that we don't have, I remember a video that Leonard Ellaby did. Leonard Ellaby was on the show, and he said something of the sort that there's not that many boxing fans. You know what I mean? He doesn't care nothing about boxing Twitter and stuff like that. He said those guys don't really buy no fights, yada, yada, yada. They're just going to be arguing on Twitter all day. And heard pretty much the same thing from the vice president of PBC, Tim Smith. So, where am I going at with this? Where I'm going at with this is this. As a matter of fact, I want to do this poll. Hold on. I want to do this poll right now since we had this show. And I'm going to drop this poll in my, and I'm going to drop this poll in my, on my channel as well. Hold on, guys. And this is the question. If you had a choice, watch it. Hold on, guys. Hold on. This is a good question. I want everybody to try to be as honest as they possibly can on this question as well. If you had a choice to buy a fight or watch it for free, which choice would you choose? All right, let's see. Watch the fight for free. Pay for the. Okay, so if you had a choice. Hold on, guys. Getting it together right now. I should have had this poll up. I should have had this poll up already. But the question is, if you had a choice to buy the Spence Crawford fight or watch it for free, which one would you choose? It's a dumb question, right? It really is a dumb question, to be honest with you. It really is a dumb question. But I'm just asking. It's if you had a choice to buy the fight, if you had a choice to buy, okay. Hold on, guys. All right. Here we go. Poll is done. Poll is done. I think that's it. Why is it not allowing me to? It's not allowing me to. It's not allowing me to submit it to the community. I wonder why. Oh, I can't submit it because it's too much. Oh, I had too many. How about that, guys? I'm like, why the hell? Which would you choose? Hold on. What the fuck? Something wrong with this damn. Which would you choose? Okay. Why is it fucking? It's not even allowing me. I'm trying to submit this poll to you guys. Not doing it. It's not doing it. So what I'm gonna do? This is what I'm gonna do. Don't worry about it, guys. So that's the question. Just tell me in the chat. For some reason, the poll thing is not working. I want to submit a poll to you guys just to ask you guys, like, if you had a choice to choose, between watching the Crawford Spence fight. Nothing is official. I'm not saying the fight is made. I'm not saying that. If you had a choice to watch it for free or pay for it, which one would you choose? And the reason why I'm asking this is because, again, as I said before in the beginning of the show, you do have people who work for these promotional companies. They especially if they have a marketing department. You look at analytics. Analytics is very, very important. You understand what I'm saying? And I want to share some information I found with you guys as well. Damien said for free, of course, absolutely. Tay said you'll pay. If you had a chance to watch the Spence Crawford fight for free or pay, you say you'll pay for it. Okay. Damien said for free. He say by free, do you mean illegally stream it? Yes, illegally stream it. That's exactly what I'm talking about. He say, or if they aired it for free. Well, no, not if they aired it for free. If Spence, they're not gonna, they're not gonna, any major fight, they're not gonna air a fight like that, for free. I'm saying if it's pay-per-view. That's why I said if you had a choice to pay for it or not. You know what I mean? Shout out to Lisa Bales in the building. He said, I'm not gonna lie, I stream all fights. It don't matter who's fighting. Hey, you know what? Hey, my man, 100 grand. Check this out. My cousin really helped me come up with this topic for the show today because he doesn't know it, but I was talking to him and he was telling me that he always stream fights just like you. He said, I always stream fights. He said, I always stream it. He's a casual, but he said, I always stream fights. That's what he said. He got his Fire Stick. He has several different streaming sites that he go to in order to watch free fights and stuff like that. So that's what he says. That's what I'm asking. Shout out to Swift 718. Hey, okay. Dropping that quarter of a bam dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Swift, what you say, fam? Swift says that he said I have no problem buying fights, but I'd rather see them on Fox, ESPN, or Showtime. So you better see the fights on Fox, ESPN, and Showtime. He said, I don't know how to steal pay-per-view. I'm going to watch Bud versus Arrow.
Down from the bar, there's a platform stage. People pimping, sharp as razor blades.
Yeah, so let me see. All right, there we go. Oh, there you go. It's allowing me to do it now. It's allowing me to do it now. Hold on, guys. So if you had a choice, to buy the Spence versus Crawford fight, or watch it for free. Or watch it for free. You got a choice now. And I want honesty. Which would you rather do? Here you go. Spence Crawford fight. Watch Spence Crawford for free. All right. There you go. It's letting me do it now. All right, we done. Hey, y'all, please participate in the poll. Please participate in the poll. You know, I'm really trying to gather some information. I'm trying to gather some information, fam. Please participate in the poll. I want to get in contact with a couple of promoters as well and to talk to them. So, cause I want to find out the demographics of certain fan bases and stuff like that. I mean, you know, again, my cousin is a casual when he said that, man, he streamed all his fights. He don't pay for pay-per-views. There's a lot of people I know, they stream fights now. Streaming changed the game. Streaming has really changed the game. And if you can go on Reddit, you can go on Twitch, you can go on several different sites that you can go to and really just stream these fights for free. I have people that I know, they be sending me information like, yeah, man, you can get this channel right. You can get this channel right here. Click this link right here. This how you get to watch this fight for free and stuff like that. This is what they told me. Like I didn't pay for Ortiz and Charles Martin and Mario Barrios versus Thurman. I didn't pay for those fights. The other pay-per-views I paid for. So my cousin is like, look here, man, I don't pay for no goddamn fights. And there's a lot of people that don't. And I don't see like, and listen, I get it. I don't see if a person, like, why would a person willfully want to part with their money? You get what I'm saying? If you had an opportunity to see something for free versus it's like this here. Remember back in the day, they used to sell like the bootleg DVDs, and the bootleg CDs. Remember that? Streaming is the same stuff. It's the exact same thing. I'm not streaming. When you illegally stream something, it's the exact same thing as it was with the bootleg CDs and the bootleg DVDs. Remember back, some of you whippersnappers, you probably don't even remember this because some of y'all are too young to remember. But for the ones who old enough to know, remember when they used to sell, like you had a homeboy in the hood, he got all the latest movies. Some people didn't want to go to the movie theater, right? So, they did this all throughout Florida. I don't know if they probably did it all over the country, but I know in Florida they was doing that real heavy. And even when I was in California, when I was in LA, when I lived in LA, they was doing it real heavy out there too. This is like the 90s. Like if you had an opportunity, to get a bootleg DVD, and especially if the dude who you get the DVD from, right, it's always fire. The DVD always look good. You don't see people walking in front of the video and stuff like that. If it's pretty good, if it's pretty good, a lot of people go to their homeboy, get the hookup, buy the bootleg DVD. Or if it's music, buy the CD versus, going to pay for it. So they was doing that back then, but now it's streaming now. Shout out to Dirty Red. Hey, okay. Dropping that $2. Bam, super chat on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Dirty Red, what you say? I got $80 on that fight all day.
Down from the bar, there's a platform stage. People pimping, sharp as razor blades.
He's a fly guy. Shout out to Curtis Mayfield. Shout out to Donald Banks. Hey, okay. Dropping that $2. Bam, super chat on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
He said, I'll pay $150 for Crawford versus Spence, so go to it. Okay.
Down from the bar, there's a platform stage. People pimping, sharp as razor blades.
Hey, Renard, what you say? You say I pay for the fights I want, but that trash they be trying to force feed us.
True.
Hey, Renard, I feel you, dog. I feel you on that, boy. Hey, Renard, but they be trying to give us some trash. They be trying to give us, look here, dog, this gonna be this pound for pound. I need $80. We got Mario Barrios to keep Thurman. Fighting on pay-per-view, $80. What you gonna do? Barbecue a meal dude. No, I'm a meal dude. Find that shit. You see what I'm saying? So I feel you on that. Shout out to Bruce Gas. He said, who's the first guy that got busted for streaming fights? Well, yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. There's some people that get busted. But yeah, but I don't know. Shit, I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm doing some research on that though. He said everybody's getting paid for live streaming except boxing. That's how young rappers getting paid now. Yeah, you know what? That's another thing too, though. Knockdown 305. You might be on to something. This is the streaming era, right? You might be on to something, man, because you hear Let me show you guys something. Rail, what you say? Shout out to Rail. Shout out to Rail from I think it was Rail from Pennsylvania, right? Shout out to Rail. He say for 150. You know, I be in the building. Hey, shout out to my brother Smith and West, man. Detroit versus everybody, man. Shout out to Smith and West. And what you say, fam? He said, I personally buy a fight of this magnitude just so it won't lag because you're fully invested in it. He say any other boxing or UFC card I stream unless it's big. Okay, so I see what you're saying, Imp. You're saying there's things that you feel like that's worth your money, you're willing to pay for. If it's something that you don't really value as much, you're saying that you're streaming. Okay, I got you. Cool Buck Curry. He said we put butts in seats. Hey, shout out to Jaime Rivera, man. Shout out to Jaime, man. Miguel, what you say?
You sound like a bitch. Bitch. Man, I ain't worried about jail. Shit, man, I don't give a damn about going to jail. Nigga, take me to jail.
Take me to jail.
Shit, lock me up.
Lock me up.
Throw away the key.
Throw away the key.
Elp said exactly. Man, shout out to Swim 718 for dropping that. Bam, dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
What to say, Elp? You say streaming is crazy now, but when you're giving fights that people want to see, the pay-per-view still sell crazy. Floyd McGregor, the Paul brothers show there are still people willing to pay. The key is fights people want to see. Yeah, you know what though? Check it out. I'm glad you said something about Floyd Mayweather. Like I said before, let me show you guys this. It's amazing you said something about Floyd. Wait a minute. I don't have it up. I thought I had it up. I actually have, wait a minute. I actually have some info on one of Floyd fights that I want to say, was it the Pacquiao? Was the Manny 2017? Let me see. I think it was the Conor McGregor fight. The Conor McGregor fight got streamed. Let me see. I want to say that was the Conor McGregor fight. That's what I want to say. I want to say that was the fight there. I want to say that's what it was. That fight right there. I was just looking at it this morning, fam. I was just looking at it this morning. I think his fight. I want to say, yeah. I want to say, was that what year that was, guys? Him and Conor McGregor fight. Was that 2017? What year that was? Was that fucking? I'm trying to think. What year that was, guys? What year that was that fight happened? 2017. You say 2015, 2017? 2017, Putin Nelson 2017. I'm say 2016. All right, let's look it up. Shit. I think it was I'm pulling it up right now. 2017. I think, let me see. I want to make sure. I'm laughing, right? I'm looking at bills. It say August 23rd, 2017, the WBC revealed that the inaugural money belt would be on the line. Hey, so apparently with Floyd Mayweather, it was 2017. So apparently when hold on, what's it say on July 10th, 2017, it was announced the pricing for the pay-per-view world mirror of that Manny Pacquiao and Floyd. That was $90. That fight was $90. Damn. Yeah, that fight. I think that fight was $90 there, man. That fight was $90 there. Yeah. Hey, but anyway, I'm sitting here laughing, right? Because they fought for the money belt. And I'm laughing because the PBC, I'm not the PBC, the WBC Mauricio Sulaiman created another belt. We got something called the money belt. And I wondered if Floyd had to pay sanctioning fees for that. I wondered if he had to pay sanctioning fees for that. I wonder if he had to pay sanctioning fees for that. Yeah, Conor McGregor and Floyd was 2017. Manny Pacquiao, I think it was 2015, if I'm not, somewhere up in there. But they was talking about the illegal streams. They was talking about the illegal streams. It was a lot of illegal streams for this fight. McGregor in Floyd Mayweather. It would have did whatever record that they broke. It would have broke more records than that. This 2017 streaming it's on a whole nother level now. It's on a different level now. You get what I'm saying? So where am I going at with this? Where I'm going at is this: when Tim Smith of the PBC, the vice president of operations of the PBC, when he said that, as a matter of fact, what's Tim Smith at? I'm reading it right here. I have the article right here. When Tim Smith of the PBC says that the reason why Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence Jr. welterweight class hasn't been made yet because of economics, Smith believes that boxing fans won't purchase the Crawford Spence fight. Instead, they will pirate it and they won't pay. Now, this is what he said, right? This is a direct quote. This is what his belief is. Now, but his belief has to be based on something, right? Like, we heard all these arguments about, hey, man, y'all had all this money for Canelo and this and that, yada, 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 blah, this quasi. I've heard of those arguments too. But, when these guys speak, especially someone in his position, these guys have data. Like, they have a lot of data and information that they look at. They know that, hey, man, they know who the buying public is. They know pretty much, okay, when we come out with a pay-per-view, how much it'll do. They know we received the dip. Yeah, man, last time we did this number, but this time we ain't did that number. This is probably why Steven Espinosa don't share. They all of a sudden they don't share their pay-per-view numbers anymore. Showtime used to let you know, yeah, we did 500,000, we did 1 million, we did this and that. Now all of a sudden they don't show their pay-per-view numbers anymore. So we really don't know any fight that's on Showtime. We really don't know what the pay-per-view sold. We can hear from second sources and what this guy said and that he heard from this guy or whatever the case may be. But do we actually know? We only know what we're being told, but the actual people who actually put on these events and know, and actually like someone like a Steven Espinosa, they don't reveal those numbers. And I am of the opinion that the reason why they probably don't reveal those numbers is because a lot of those pay-per-view numbers have taken a dip because of streaming. And this is why I'm asking you guys, if you had an opportunity to pay for the Spence Crawford fight, what would you do? Would you pay for it or watch it for free? If you had an opportunity, if you had a choice, not opportunity, if you had a choice to pay $80, $100, $200, $150 to watch Spence Crawford, or if you had a choice to watch that very same fight that the guy who's paying for it for free, which one would you choose? And I honestly believe that this is why Showtime doesn't reveal their numbers anymore. They don't do that. You get what I'm saying? I don't know. So I want to show you guys something. Man, I wanted to show you guys that article that I read. It was an article that I read, fam. It was talking about the Floyd Mayweather and not Manny Pacquiao, but the Floyd Mayweather and what the dude named Conor McGregor fight. I want to show you something. Shout out to Hari. Shout out to you, fam. Sabrina Lee, what you say? You say I don't stream every fight. I'll pay for the Spence Ugas. You say I pay for I bought Spence Ugas as well. The Crawford Porter fight, I bought Crawford's Porter as well. He say the Tank. He say stream Tank and most UFC fights only pay for Usman. Okay. So I see exactly what you're saying. Is what you're saying, Sabrina, is this: whatever you see that whatever that's valuable to you, you'll be willing to pay for that. If it's something that the platform is selling that you're not buying, you ain't gonna pay for it. You're gonna stream it. I got you. Kelly Box, what you say, fam? You say the fight should have been made when Crawford pulled up on Spence and the world was talking about it. A fact. Yeah. 2018. They missed a total opportunity for that. And this is the crazy part about it, Kelly Boxing. This is the crazy part about it. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit the like button. I want to open up these phone lines. We need over 200 to open up the phone lines. When Crawford was on top rank, they could have split the cost, kind of like how they did with Tyson Fury fought Wilder. When Wilder fought Tyson Fury, PBC paid. They were responsible for paying Wilder, and Top Rank was responsible for paying Tyson Fury. They split the cost. Whatever risk that was involved in losing money, you know what I mean? They both split the risk. You see what I'm saying? So for me, like you said, that would have been the time to make that fight. 4 years later, fight still hasn't been made. And now streaming is a lot worse now. And now PBC has to be the one to put up all the money for the fight. So they got to share all of the risk. But, they get all of the benefits of the reward as well. But I'm saying all that to say this. If you had an opportunity, the choice to do it, which one would you do? You see what I'm saying? I mean, I think the obvious is I would illegally stream it, right? You get what I'm saying? Because most people, and I'm fixing to show you guys some data. Shout out to Body Shot for dropping that. Bam, hundo on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Body Shot, what you say, fam? You say I would pay for the Spence Crawford fight. As would I. You say you would pay for the fight because I support boxing the same way I'm giving you this super chat because I support you, coach. Yeah, I appreciate that, fam. Hey, listen, Body Shot, I'm with you on that. I would pay to see Spence Crawford fight. I think my thing is this here. When Tim Smith, and a lot of people gave him flack on that. Now, he said this back in January, February, but I always wanted to do a follow-up on it because I also want to look at the demographics of the fan base. You see what I'm saying? These people in marketing that these promotional companies have, they know who is who buy what down to the dollar. They know the demographics. They know what group support the fighter the most. They understand this very well. And in marketing, you have to know these things or you're going to lose money. Knowing this information is so valuable. It's the difference between losing money and making money and how you're going to try to sell something to someone. You get what I'm saying? Because if one group likes one thing and you're trying to sell that group something that they don't like, you ain't gonna make no money on it because you're targeting the wrong group. You get what I'm saying? So I just want to see exactly. I wish I'd had that data, man. What are the demographics? Because I think Tim Smith was talking about a certain demographics as well.
Down from the bar, there's a platform stage. People pimping, sharp as razor blades.
You know what I mean? I think Tim Smith is talking about the same. I think that's what he's talking about as well. The demographics. Now, I hear people say that, okay, Errol Spence, he has his demographics. He has black fans, Mexican fans, yada, 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 blah, this, quasi. That's what they say, right? What's the almost, that's what they say, right? That's what they say. In Texas. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure that Crawford and Porter had a lot of people at their last fight. I don't know if it sold out, but it damn near sold out if it didn't. The demographics, like Canelo demographics, who overwhelmingly support Canelo. Tank Davis, I think we got a good idea what the demographics are to support him. Teofimo Lopez demographic. You know what I mean? So these marketing people, they know, they look like they study this shit. I disagree with something Leonard Ellaby said, guys, in an interview with someone. I'm gonna find it. I think it's on his Twitter page. We're gonna see, can I pull it up? When he said that there's only 200,000 core boxing fans in the sport of boxing. And he said that, it's not that many. And he said that in order to grow the sport, you're going to have to reach out to the casuals. The only problem I have with that, with what Leonard said is, okay, you want to grow the sport, you got to reach out to the casuals. But you act like the casuals are the ones that's buying the fights. My cousin is a casual, and he streamed all the fights. He even said that he going to stream the Spence and Crawford. He said, man, I might buy it. I don't know. I would think that the boxing fans would probably be more the ones who would actually buy it. I'm talking about the hardcore boxing fans. But, from what Leonard is saying, it's not that many. So streaming is, again, as I said before, guys, remember how it was back in the day when you can get a fight for Not a fight. You can get a movie, a DVD, bootleg DVD of a movie, on the street. That was streaming before streaming. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to make the comparison. Make a long story short, it's pirated. It's pirated. But if you don't buy the actual artist, and remember when the Napster came in, guys? Remember when Napster, when that came in, like 2000, 2001, when Napster came in? I want to say that's probably like around 2000. Remember that? And that's when the piracy thing really came, and the music industry was in the flux because they didn't know streaming. You can actually stream, get the MP3 of an artist of Beyonce or Destiny's Child or Tupac or whatever new artist that was out at that time. I know Pop was dead, but you get what I'm saying? You can get it. Remember Napster? That's where it all started, right there, right? And then, record companies, Prince even came out with, like, Prince, you couldn't even get his videos, watch his videos on YouTube. He was like, at one point in time, he was like, man, certain songs, he was like, man, I don't want nobody illegal streaming streaming anything or illegally downloading or whatever, none of my stuff, because that's stealing from the artist. So it's now what started a little over 20 years ago. Schoolo, what you say, fam? Yeah, 2000. Hey, Schoolo, what started a little over 2 years ago? I mean, 22 years ago, 20 years ago, like probably 99, 2000, so up in there, right? Now, you get what I'm saying? Now it's like it's at a full-time high. Let me show you guys. What I've found. You say my Mike Tyson voice. Coach, the whole world is looking at you. Please call him out.
True.
Eric 1984. Eric 1984, man. Hey, man. He said PBC missed that boat. It's not a super fight anymore. Hey, Killy, you know what, man? When you want to play revisionist history, I think that if they had an opportunity to do it all over again, they probably would have tried to make that fight then, 2018. You're right. It was at its height. It was at its height at that point, like especially on the internet. You get what I'm saying? On the internet, I will pay for it. But again, shit, what you say? He said, Coach, the UFC made a deal with the Buffalo. You say Buffalo Wild Wings, so the casuals that doesn't pay will go there to watch the fight. UFC still gets paid from the restaurants, and the restaurants create the revenue too. Oh, you know what, Amp? I didn't even realize that, fam. I didn't even know that. Hey, thank you for letting me know that. I didn't know that when they did that. And that was pretty smart. Well, AI, what you say? You said in the 90s and early 2000s, we had the black box for cable. Yeah. Oh, that was before. That was me. Oh, you said in the 90s and the early 2000s. Oh, yeah. Shit, hey, we had it in the 80s. We had it 88, 89, 80. Hold on, with the black box? Yeah. 88, 89. AI, we had it 88, 89, dog. 88, 89. I remember. We had that there. What happened was in the hood, right? You always had a dude. He probably was a crackhead. He worked at the cable company, and you get him to come in there. And they used to always sell their services in the hood. Yeah, man. Man, you ain't got to pay for no cable, man. You want me to come by, man? I got the black box. You can all watch all the free cable you want. Yada yada. He come by. You pay him $100 or something like that, and or maybe less than that. You know what I mean, bro? We had it then. You hit the nail right on the head, fam. Yes, sir. I remember that. Shout out to Bless 365. Hey, okay. For watching that, dropping that quarter of a bam, double your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Bless ain't name the names,
We the
coach.
Charlo twins. We known for calling everybody out.
Please call these people out. Listen, the whole world's looking at you. Call these people out.
What's
please.
up? It's the Jamal the Hitman Charlo. Let's get it. Who want it?
Name them names, man.
They know who they is.
Name them names, please. The names need to be
But they know
named.
who they is.
The Mexican monster.
Mexican monster.
Definitely not
Hello.
Down from the bar, there's a platform stage. People pimping, sharp as razor blades.
Hey, we had that 88, 89, dog. 90, yeah, the black box. I remember that. You see what I'm saying? But bro, I'm telling you, bro. Like I shout out to Sabrina Lee. Hey, okay. Dropping that quarter of a bam, dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Sabrina, what you say, sis? You say I'll pay you say I'll pay no problem, $80 for the fight if the undercard is stacked. Boots versus Rashidi Ellis, maybe Frank Martin versus Esau Cruz, worth every dollar. You know what? You know what, Sabrina? I'm glad you mentioned that because when you putting these type of fights together, you're going to have a stacked card. Don King spoiled us. Like people my age and older was growing up watching Don King. Like Don King spoiled us. Like you're going to have a stacked card with Don King. You may have 4 championship fights on the same card with a Don King Promotions fight. You're going to have 4 championship fights. You know what I mean? You know, you may have Mike Tyson fight somebody on the undercard. You know, on the undercard, let's see. Zuma Nelson and Pernell Whitaker, even though Pernell, I think Pernell was with Top Rank, right? Or Duva. I forgot who he was with. But you get what I'm saying. Like a Zuma Nelson versus Pernell Whitaker. You may get Julian Jackson versus Terry Norris. You see what I'm saying? Like you're gonna get 3-4 championship fights on the same damn card. You're gonna get that. You know what I mean? I'm talking about top names too. So I get what you're saying, Sabrina. You going by old school. You going by old school now. They don't really do that. They don't really do that no more. You going old school on them. They don't do that no more. They don't do that no more. You know what I mean? Sabrina say exactly, Coach. Yeah. Listen, I already know where you at. You don't went old school on me. You don't went old school on me. You see what I'm saying? You don't went old school on me. He say Spence Crawford are going to drag this out until no one cares anymore. You know what? I don't think it's them. I don't think it's them, fam. I really don't think it's them. But you know what though? I don't know. I don't even know, fam. You know what I mean? What you say, Jamo? What you say? He said my uncle had the jail. He said my uncle had the jailbroken direct TV card. Hey, see, you feel me? See, this ain't start with just the streaming. This started back then, bootleg cable, DVDs. Jaime said, Coach, I had the black box in 1989. See, you already know. You already know. Shout out to Major Kickboxing. Shout out to Major Kickboxing in the building. You already know. Shout out to Lance. Shout out to Lance in the building. Hey, Kenneth, what you say? He say that or the blockchain. Okay. Bless it. We so petty.
True.
Hey, yeah. Oh, you talk about the NFTs and stuff like that. Yeah, man. You get what I'm saying though? Like, hey, check this out. Hey, Mr. Donato, what you say? He say streaming been around since before it was called streaming. Hey, for real though. Listen, bro, like we been getting it bootleg. You know what I mean? Streaming is a way to bootleg it. You know what I mean? You know, bootleg it. Chino, he says, is Canelo Triple G bigger than Spence Crawford? The dollar's going to tell that. The only way we're going to know that, Chino, is if like when Triple G and Canelo fight each other. Well, as of right now, I would say yes, because Canelo Triple G actually have a fight. Right now, we're talking about something that's not even a reality. Canelo Triple G is a reality, right? But I would say this, Chino. I would say this. I really don't. You would say that anything Canelo is involved in is going to be bigger than anything that can be put together in North America that's not involving Canelo, right? So from a sales standpoint, maybe. Now, I don't know about Livegate. I don't know about Livegate because I don't know, Livegate is, how much you charging for people to get in. How much you charging for people to get into the fight and stuff like that. But the pay-per-view numbers, the Livegate and the pay-per-view numbers going to tell the story on that. You see what I'm saying? If Canelo and Triple G do better numbers, then I think the obvious answer is, hey man, the Canelo fight, Triple G fight is the bigger fight. You know what I mean? That's how I would see it. I think the numbers would tell me that. I think the numbers will tell you that. Shout out to Drummond for whole life. Anyway, let's go. Let's look at this shit right here. I want you guys to see this. Let me blow this up. I want you guys to see this, man. And let's see what we got on the poll so far right now. Okay, all right. Ooh, we got some G's over here. We got some G's over here, man. We got some G's over here at New Media Today USA Boxing. I like that deal, man. We got some G's right now, man. Right now, boy, we got some G's over here. I ain't gonna tell y'all what the poll. Y'all remind me to reveal the poll when it's over with. when I write with the end of the show with, because I want to let other people please participate in the poll and please hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit that like button. I want to get the likes over 200 so we can open up the phone line. We got some G's over here though, New Media Today USA. Right now, everybody, right now, 60% saying we gonna buy the fight. 60% saying we gonna buy the fight. I like that deal. I like that deal. I like that deal. 60% thus far saying they're gonna buy the fight. We gonna see what's up. Check this out though. Check this out. Now, when Tim Smith said that they're not gonna buy the fight, he said they're gonna steal it, right? I'm pretty sure he has data to support what he's saying. I'm pretty sure he has data to support what he's saying. Y'all check this shit out right here. He said piracy is back. Piracy statistics for 2022. Let's go down. Let's go down. Let's go down. Let's go down. As a matter of fact, let's do this. Can I got all these windows up? They say for years, consumers griped about cable bundling and having to pay high prices for hundreds of channels they never watch in order to get a handful that they enjoy. Despite the growing availability of illegal streaming options since then, piracy statistics show that infringement has remained a real concern. So what they're saying is what kind of, remember, it's crazy because I remember this. People, like even myself, man, why I got to pay all this money, you know, for cable? I don't even watch all these other channels. I only watch, you know, like maybe 20 channels, if that, or maybe less than that. You're giving me cable and you're giving me more options. You got 100 different channels that I can watch. I'm not interested in country music or horseshoe throwing or you know, soccer or this. I'm not interested in none of this stuff. So you're selling me all of this stuff as part of a package deal for cable, and you charge me all of this money. But guess what, man? I'm not even going to watch all this stuff. So that's another thing that helped with the, you know, you had the black box, got to jailbreak the box and all this stuff there. So, but let's continue. Let's continue. Right? It's a let me pull it up so you guys can see it. The article says internet piracy isn't ethically justifiable. I think when people are buying stuff, they don't give a damn about ethics. But it is convenient. People will stream something because it's convenient for them. If you want to legally watch, if you want to legally watch and rewatch The Crown, Game of Thrones, and The Handmaid's Tale, you will have to pay for 3 separate streaming services: Netflix, HBO, and Hulu. Before you know it, your monthly expenses will have skyrocketed. So here we go. It's coming down to the money, right? Coming down to the money. Shout out to Mr. Quentin, man. Hey, okay. For dropping that quarter of a bam dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy!
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Mr. Quentin said, I ain't paying the $5. I'll get mine the ski mask way. Okay.
Down from the bar, there's a platform stage. People pimping, sharp as razor blades.
Yes, sir. But check this out, though. Check this out. Now, you guys been there before. In NMFI, what you say, family? So I'm going to support the fighters. I buy every Gervonta Davis fight to support the young man. Yeah, I know you'll buy that fight, but what about the other fights? You saying you'll support all the other fighters? Okay, if that's what you're saying. Shout out to the Queen Bless 365. Hey, okay. Dropping that quarter of a bam dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy!
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Bless, what you say, sis? You say if you can't afford it, that's one thing. Stealing it because you don't want to pay. But I'd rather see it. But you say, but I'd rather see it. That's just wrong. Support the fighters. I see exactly what you said. Some people, you know what, Bless? Some people, let's remind me to talk about some of the arguments that people will make as well.
Down from the bar, there's a platform stage. People pimping, sharp as razor blades.
Shout out to Big Hawk from Maryland. Big Hawk from Maryland. Shout out to you, fam. Shout out to C's. C's, what's going on, fam? Shout out to C's. He said y'all want to complain about the fights, but would rather watch it for free while they beat each other's ass for us. Yeah. Hold on, we gonna get into that, C's. We're gonna get into that because you make a valid point too. What you're doing is you're making an emotional argument, and I get exactly where you're coming from with that, C's. You're making an emotional argument. Let's go. Shout out to my brother Bruce Gas. He said Google will direct you to free streaming sites. Yeah. You're right. That is true.
True.
That is true. That is true. Sees what you say, fam. You say that shit got me irked. Honestly, the amount of people saying watch free is sad, just sad, especially with this fight right now. Yeah, I get exactly what you're saying, fam. I get exactly what you're saying. Kane, what you say, my brother? You say the only problem with stealing. You say the only problem with stealing it is you're about 2 minutes behind the action. Yeah. That is true. That is true, though. That is true. But if everybody is on the same accord, then that's no problem. That's no problem. That's no problem. If everybody watching the same 2 minute delay video, fight, then that's fine. That's no problem. That's no problem. You get what I'm saying? Jed, what you say? He said you're really paying for the greed of promoters more than the fighters. Okay. You see what I'm saying? Hey, Jed, that's another argument on it. That's another argument. Because one argument, man, you don't pay for the fight. You're stealing from the fighters. Another argument, what you're saying is, man, we ain't stealing from the fighters. We take it from the promoters. It was the same argument in the 2000s, the early 99, 2000. It was the same argument that Prince was making and the artist was making around that time when Napster came out. When Napster came out, they was making that same argument. Oh, man, if you downloading Beyonce music or Prince music, and illegally streaming it and not paying for it, you're stealing from the artist. The people who was doing it were saying that, hey, we not stealing from the artist. What we're doing is, we ain't paying all this money. Because the complaint was this back then. They were selling the CDs for too much damn money. Like I used to go to Sam Goody. Sam Goody, some of you guys don't remember Sam Goody. The Virgin Mega Store. I used to go to some of these places to buy stuff with Sam Goody. There was a couple of them I forgot too. I forgot the old record stores back then, y'all. They were selling CDs for like $20, $21, dog. See, now Sam Goody, you'll be able to buy it maybe a little cheaper, but a lot of these, they were selling CDs for $20, $21, dog. People like, man, I ain't paying all this goddamn money for no damn CD. That's too much damn money. That's too much money. You see what I'm saying? And then people started, okay, we need to find a way to get bootleg it. Then when 2000s hit, stream it. You get what I'm saying? Well, let's go. It said internet piracy isn't ethical at all. Ethically, sorry about that, guys, tongue-tied, justifiable, but it is convenient. If you want to legally watch or rewatch The Crown, Game of Thrones, and The Handmaid's Tale, you will have to pay for 3 separate streaming services. Exactly. Check this out. Netflix, HBO, or Hulu. You see what I'm saying? And Hulu. As a matter of fact, before you know it, your monthly expenses have skyrocketed. So now people who may stream, they're looking at the bottom line, their money. They're looking at the bottom line. They're looking at like, man, shit, man, time's tight or whatever the case may be. Why should I pay $80 or $100 for something? The fight ain't stacked anyways. The promoter's the one making all the damn money. The fighter's going to get paid regardless. They're making money at the gate. So, you know what I mean? You see what I'm saying? And they try to charge me an arm and a leg. I'm paying cable. You might be paying $80 to $100 a month for cable or whatever. On top of you want me to pay another $80 or $90 for a pay-per-view? That's crazy. So this is how people justify it. He said, but you don't know. He said, but you do know. But do you know what's free? Illegally downloaded movies and TV shows. Now, this is talking about illegally downloaded movies and TV shows. He said, you can almost hear the whispers of temptation in the air. Go on, piracy isn't that bad. So, when someone wants to buy something, you always, rationalize it and justify it to yourself before you do it. You know what I mean? Even, especially if it's something that like something like piracy, you're going to justify. Some people don't even don't think twice about it. Like my cousin, he said he streamed all his fights. He said, I don't pay for no fights, I stream it. And he has the money to pay for it. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. He said, but before you ditch the streaming services for illegal torrent, take a look at the alarming piracy statistics we've compiled. They'll show you that piracy is making a comeback, but they will also warn you against falling into this bad habit. And it talks about pirated video. It talks about pirated video material gets over 230 billion views per year. It said more than 80% of the global online piracy can be attributed to illegal streaming services. It's a digital video piracy is costing the U.S. economy between 29 and 71 billion dollars each year. 126.7 billion views worth of U.S. produced TV episodes are pirated every year. 70,000 jobs a year are lost in the United States due to music piracy. We're not even talking about streaming a fight or nothing like that. They just talking about music. Annual global revenue losses from digital piracies are between 40 and 97 billion in the movie industry. I would love to know what it is in combat sports. So we're hearing about the music. We're hearing about the music industry. Illegally downloaded of copywritten materials takes up 24% of the global bandwidth. Now, it doesn't tell us on here about boxing. And it talks about here, guys. It said, what is piracy and what are the consequences to society? Muso is a company that deals with those questions every day. It also tracks piracy trends across various media categories and analyzes the most interesting of them. In its 2018 report, this is 4 years ago, guys, the company found that there were over 190 billion visits to pirate sites in 2018 alone. Now, just imagine how many pirate sites have been visited in 2022 thus far. Or we'll just say 2021. Now, remember I told you guys, these promotional companies, they have marketing departments that tell them what's been pirated, how many millions of dollars they're losing. They know this stuff down to $1. They even know the demographics of people who are buying it, streaming it, stuff like that. Like they could, like in marketing, like when you're doing research, you try to hammer all of that down. Hammer all of that down. You get what I'm saying? Now, as of 2018, 17 in the United States alone, 380 billion visits to illegally streamed sites. I want to know, I'm gonna try to reach out to somebody to try to find that out. I want to know. I would love to know, guys, how, like, I would love to know, like, so like PBC, PBC do pay-per-views all the time. I would love to know, like, how much do they figure that they are losing in illegal streams alone? You get what I'm saying? Because Tim Smith was saying that the fans are not going to buy it; they're going to steal it. And I got the article. I'll let you look at it. Al Moreno, what you say, fam? He said if you're going through trouble streaming a live fight, I see what you're saying. If you're going through the trouble of streaming a live fight, you're not paying for no damn Game of Thrones. Hey, that is true. That is true. If you're going to stream, you're going to stream. You're going to stream. You see what I'm saying? Haleen, what you say? He said people still do chip Amazon Fire Stick. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, people still do Fire Sticks. Hell yeah, everybody I know got a Fire Stick. Shit, what you say? SC, you say, damn, they got me. SC say they got him. He said, hell yeah, I can buy all the pay-per-views, but if I have access to watch it for free, can't beat that in my opinion. Hey, at least you being honest though. At least you being honest. What you say? You say that's $29 billion. He say that's $29 billion that stays in the pockets of Americans. That stays in the pockets of Americans. So I get what you're saying. Listen. Check this out. The one and only. What we're doing now, we having an emotional plea. You said, okay, listen, man, that's 29. That's money I can say keep in my pocket. You get what I'm saying on one end, but on the other end, the moral authority comes in. Oh man, y'all got to buy the fight, man. You can't be still in the fight. Remember when Tank Davis fought Rolly Romero and what Floyd Mayweather said? He said, man, y'all don't steal the fight, man. Y'all buy the fight, don't steal the fight. I'm like, why is he saying don't steal the fight? So Floyd must know information that, man, we could have did a lot more numbers with Tank, but this how many people stole the fight. If Tank is, we don't know what numbers he's doing because Showtime doesn't release the pay-per-view numbers anymore. So since Showtime doesn't release the pay-per-view numbers anymore, we really don't know what these fighters over there are doing. We got over 300 people here, less than 200 likes. I want to open up the phone lines. We need over 200 likes. Open up the phone line. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the like button. If you're here and you forgot to hit the like button, please hit the like button for the old boy. But they know this information, what I'm trying to say. And you're going to have a hard time trying to convince people, hey, man, listen, my thing is this. If people are used to streaming, they're not going to pay for the fight. They're going to stream it. Like, what makes you, and this is what Tim Smith is saying, what would make a person who is used to streaming stuff going to willfully want to separate himself from his money to pay for something that he has access to watching for free. You get what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But what I think Tim Smith is saying as well is this. Remember, guys, I told you I would love to know the demographics. I would love to know the demographics of the people who buy these pay-per-views for these fighters, right? I would love the demographics who buy these pay-per-views. And I would love the demographics to know that, right? And I'm pretty sure that these marketing companies, these promotional companies, they know. So let's say the majority of fans who support Terrence Crawford is black. Let's say the majority of the fans who support Errol Spence is black. Yes, we know he have Mexican fans and stuff like that, but I'm talking about the majority. He may have 20 and 30% Mexican fans and may have 70% black fans. If you look at these YouTube channels, you'll think that, if you look at these YouTube channels, that the way they're putting it out there, it's really Texas-based channels, but and other channels part of certain boxer communities. But I always tell you guys, don't never look at YouTube or what's going on social media as an indication of the reality of the situation. Don't think that because what happens is you're speaking in the echo chamber. You're right. And you think because you're speaking in the echo chamber where everybody thinks the same way, they believe everything that you're saying and regurgitate everything that you're saying, you're going to thinking that, yeah, man, everybody want to see this. Everybody going to do this. Because no, it ain't everybody, just people in your group, people with this channel that you follow, people with this crew that you know what I mean? Your echo chamber group does not represent the paying public. And this is what my main man named, this is what Leonard Ellaby was talking about. And this is why online Leonard always talk down on boxing Twitter. He don't really say much about YouTube, but he watches these videos. He's probably watching now. But he understands because they have a marketing department, guys, that tell him this stuff. Harleen, what you say? You say, Coach, the money from pay-per-views doesn't go to the fighter. The money from pay-per-views don't go to the fighter. So, well, you know what? I don't know. So when they say back end, Halim, explain to me when the money from the pay-per-views don't go to the fighter. Explain to me, like when the PBC says, okay, we're gonna pay you $1.5 million guarantee, $2 million guarantee, and you're gonna get the rest on the back end. And the back end is allegedly supposed to be for the back end. Allegedly, hold on, let me see something. Oh, check my Twitter. Okay, all right. And the back end allegedly supposed to be for the back end allegedly supposed to be for a percentage of the pay-per-view buys. So hold on. Okay, hold on, guys. All right. Hold on, I'm reading something. Okay. I'm not gonna read it all now, but anyways, I want to stay on task. What I'm saying. Thank you, brother. Thank you for sending me this song. Thank you for sending me a song, Steve. Yeah, but back to what I was saying, guys. So these guys, I want to try to find this video. Let me try to find this video too, man. Of Leonard Ellaby. I would love to. Let me see. So let's look at this article right here, guys. Let's look at this article right here by Forbes. This is an article by Forbes, and this is a recent article, came out in March. We're gonna check this article out, but I don't want to get off point with what we're talking about right now. So again, as I said before, these guys have a marketing department that keeps track of all of this stuff. So my thing is this: what Tim Smith said right here, and I want you guys to see this. Now, we heard all the other stuff that goes on online. Don't get caught up with the noise and the chatter that goes on online, guys. I can tell you that. Don't get caught up in it because, to be honest with you, it really has nothing to do with the reality of the situation. You see what I'm saying? It really doesn't. And a lot of the people who you'll see make the strongest arguments online, they'll be the guys who ain't going to buy shit anyways. You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying? So if I can do a survey or a poll and just really hammer down the data, the demographics, what is the net worth of the the demographics, where they work at. Okay, what is the net worth of the average person who may be a fan of this particular fighter? What do they normally buy? Spending habits. I would love. See, I like the little nerd stuff like that. I like doing little nerd stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because I love data. I love analytics. I love shit like that, right? And me being a marketer, coming from a marketing background, that's what I do. But I don't know specifically as it relates to boxing, even down to the fighters. I know these guys know this. Exactly. What you say, Almarino? You say Till Smith might as well come out and say the fight not effing happening. Now, he said this back in January, Almarino. He said this back in January. But let me show you this, though, fam. Let me show you this, fam. Hold on. Let me show you this, though. Let me show you this. So what else he saying? And he said that because Crawford is not a pay-per-view star, that's another reason. He's not a star. Yeah, he ain't no star. He ain't no star like my fighter. My fighter a star. Killing me they be killing me with this star shit, boy. Oh, they be killing me. So he said this back in January. This is old, guys. He said it back in January, but to my knowledge, he hasn't changed it a bit. Nothing has changed. Tim Smith of the PBC said the reason why Spence Crawford versus Errol Spence welterweight class hasn't been made is based on economics. Smith believes, and I say this is subjective to him. Smith believes that boxing fans won't purchase the Crawford versus Spence fight. Instead, they will pirate it and won't pay. And then he talks about the unbeaten WBO Crawford hasn't been built into a pay-per-view star by his own promoters during his 14 professional career. Smith says Crawford will want too much money for the fight with Spence to be made, and that fans won't support it by purchasing the fight in high enough numbers. So what he's trying to say is, now we later learned that both fighters were looking, not Crawford, but both fighters, Crawford and Spence. We later learned. Shout out to my brother. Shout out to Steve Kim. We later learned that, hey man, they were looking. Both fighters, from what he was hearing, were looking to get paid $20 million plus a piece, right? Again, I haven't spoken to anyone in the PBC or nothing, but this is what I've been hearing. So what he's saying right here is because Crawford, and he's putting it on Crawford, I understand. So he works for Smith works for the PBC. He's saying because he has not been built into a pay-per-view star, he say fans will not support the fight in the numbers amount that are needed in order to pay for the fight. So this is what he's saying, right? Now he said this back in January. Now I look at this as kind of like a smear campaign. Because in this article, he just really like shitting on Crawford on the low. But I kind of look at this as a smear campaign on the low. But he was being honest as it relates to, he's saying, man, the fans ain't gonna buy it. So I'm like, okay, well then when you say fans, which fans are you talking about? What are the demographics of fans who supports Errol Spence and support Terence Crawford? And I'm thinking that he's talking about, hey man, if their demographics is mostly black, he's saying that, hey, listen, a lot of the black boxing fans, they ain't gonna pay for this fight. These dudes that's arguing and fighting and debating online, they're not gonna pay for it. Now, of course, black boxing fans are not the only ones that stream fights. We know this. So I'm not as silly as to think anything like that, but I would like to know the demographics, because that would tell me a lot. If the overwhelming demographics of these fighters who support him are black, what he's saying is this group of people who support this particular fighter, they ain't gonna buy the fight in the numbers that I needed in order to justify the amount of money that this fighter would want. Because if one fighter wants $20 million or a certain amount of money, the other fighter want it. You know the other fighter want it. So come on, man. You see what I'm saying? But let me see. But then he tried to clean it up right here. He said, trust me, if there were money, he said, trust me, if there was money in him fighting Errol Spence and he can get what he wants and Errol can get what he wants, he said Errol as well. He said that fight would get made, but you don't want to insult a guy insult the guy, Smith said of Crawford. So we do know that both fighters want $20-some million. Well, I can't say we know, because to be in the know is to be the one that's right there in the office talking to the guys. None of that has been released out to the public, from the primary sources of information. So I can't sit back and say no. But from what I've been hearing, this is what I heard. Now, are they asking for less money now? I don't know. And there's nothing, and I'm not going to sit and lie to you guys and tell you, yeah, man, I found this out, I found that out. I don't know. You see what I'm saying? But the reason why I'm talking about the piracy is because it's the premise of what we're talking about on this show. In the beginning of the article, he said that, hey, man, they're not going to buy it. They're going to steal it anyways. They're not going to buy it. And I want to know, what information has he received to warrant him saying that? That's what I want to know. What information he has received to warrant him just saying, because he didn't say, oh man, don't nobody want to see Canelo Alvarez fight Caleb Plant. They ain't gonna buy the fight. Now, not trying to talk about Canelo, but check this out. He didn't say that. Look, man, ain't nobody trying to see Canelo Alvarez fight Caleb Plant. You know what I mean? They ain't gonna buy it anyways. The people who argue for Canelo to be undisputed, they're not gonna buy it. But I think the difference is Canelo is a star in the sport of boxing, so he's he's the cash cow in the sport of boxing in North America. So that's probably why that didn't apply to him. But he still didn't say it though. He still didn't say it. AI. He said what are the solutions? There is no solutions. You know what I mean? I think AI. I think the solutions are bigger than me and you. There is no solutions. Piracy ain't going nowhere. Piracy not going nowhere. There is no solutions. See, you know what I mean? AI, we just consumers. We just consumers. He said, how many pay-per-view fights have Crawford had? I don't know. I don't think that many. Maybe three. Maybe three, Marquis. Maybe three. If I'm just guessing, I think maybe three. He hasn't had that many. And when he had them, they wasn't that successful. So when he had them, that wasn't that successful. So that tells me that Crawford really doesn't have fans like that. Doesn't take anything away from his skills in the ring, but he really doesn't have fans like that. That's what that tells me. So he said, didn't Spence versus Ugas have $40 tickets? 45? Yeah. They had real low ticket prices at that fight. Yeah, they did that. Shout out to Mr. Golden. Mr. Golden is in the building. Salute to Mr. Golden. Shout out to C's as well. On the breakdown with Kush, what's going on, fam? He say the breakdown with Kush. He say, sup, Kush, what's going on with you? The one and only, what you say, fam? He say some of the pay-per-views does go to the fighter. Depends on the fighter's contract with the promoter. Yeah, that's what I was saying. If your contract is incentive based on the strength of the pay-per-views, then I don't. When Halim said the fighters don't get no percentage of the pay-per-view, I wanted him to explain to me how was that. Explain that to me. I really don't, because I didn't understand that, to be honest with you. He say pay-per-views usually split 45% cable companies, 45% promoters, 10% to host the network Showtime. You say usually split 45 for the cable companies, 45 for the promoters. That's 90%, and 10% to host a fight on the network. So that's 100% right there. So you're supporting what Halim is saying based on what I'm reading. Kelly Boston say, let's all start talking about the fight. The fight is not happening. Yeah, I'm not even talking about the fight. I'm talking about just what people are willing to pay for. I'm talking about what people are willing to pay for. I'm talking about the actual pretext of what Tim Smith is saying. You see what I'm saying? Shout out to Mr. Golden in the building, man. Shout out to my brother Thomas Jones. Shout out to my brother Thomas Jones in the building. Let's see. Mitchell, what you say? He said, Coach, who do you have to win out of Spence Crawford? Crawford. I've been picking Crawford since 2018. Let's see. Boxing fan, what you say, fam? He said all the fights have a commercial value, so that's why they should get paid, no more, no less. I hear what you're saying, boxing fan. I hear what you're saying, fam. The reason why I'm asking, I would love to see like those numbers. I would love to see the numbers that support what Tim is saying. Again, I know, I'm pretty sure they have a marketing department that's looking at this stuff that tells them the spending habits of certain groups. What would make them offer, you see what I'm saying? Like, what would make them offer a Canelo $100 million contract to come for have 3 fights on the PBC, knowing that people still are going to stream? People still going to stream that fight. It ain't like no one streams Canelo's fights. You get what I'm saying? But you will still come with money to pay him. So maybe they, I would love to know. It's just important information that I need for myself as a marketer to answer these questions. It's just certain information that I would need in order to make an educated decision. You get what I'm saying? Cash Money, what you say, fam? You say cable been getting stolen back in the 80s when Tyson was fighting. Yeah. That's true.
True.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Shout out to Damian Bennett. He say like Easy. He say like Easy Breezy said, that's why PBC formula is anybody versus Mexican fighters. Oh yeah, you know what? I got it. Hey Damian, listen.
True.
Shout out to Easy Breezy and shout out to Damian Bennett. Shout out to Easy Breezy and shout out to Damian Bennett. You see what I'm saying? You hit the nail right on the head. That's why you will always mostly see a PBC card. They got to fight a Mexican fighter. But you know what though, Damien? Saying that, what you just said, does that mean, because Mexican fans stream as well? Mexican fans stream as well. Do you get what I'm saying? Mexican stream as well. Saul said, he said, Coach, I think both fighters should take a pay cut. I totally agree. Just to test it out and see how well it does. I know the second fight would be bigger. Yes, I totally agree with that. I think if Crawford is asking for too much money, I think he needs to evaluate the value of the fight and say, look here, man, what is the value of this fight? What is the value of this fight? If you really believe that you're going to win this fight, can you take less money and can you take less money and then double back and break the bank on the second fight? Make sure you have that in the contract. Or vice versa. Spence the same way. If you think you can win this fight, can you take less in order to make the fight happen? It's going to have to be a compromise sauce from both fighters. It's going to have to be a compromise from both fighters. But my thing is this. It's something key that he said in there. He said that the fans they're not going to buy the fight, they're going to steal it. And the numbers are not going to do well enough to justify the asking price of both fighters. He said that in the article. So do you get what I'm saying? It's a lot of stuff that it's a whole lot that I'm seeing. It's like, okay, Mexican fans still fights as well. That's why I said I wanted to see the demographics. It's not like when Canelo has a fight, no one is illegally streaming his fights. Do you get what I'm saying? So I would just love to know, guys, I need to talk to somebody in the marketing department. Ain't that what I want to talk to? I want to talk to somebody in the marketing department. And what you say, Easy Breezy, he say Mexicans don't stream. That's why these black fighters wear sombreros. I don't know if I agree with that, fam. I don't know if I agree with that. Easy Breezy, I'll probably see what you're saying to an extent. You're probably saying Mexican fans don't stream to the extent that black boxing fans do. If that's what you're saying, yeah. But to say that every Mexican that watches the sport of boxing don't stream, how would you know that? How would you know that? Shout out to Mr. Golden. He say, no, I miss it. He say, no, I miss it. What did he have to say? Oh. Alan Moreno, what you say? He said they're going to have to put that shit in November when it flops, because it's going into the holidays. Tim Smith going to blame black people for the horrible timing. It's crazy how they're going to blame black people when they could have made this fight 4 years ago. You know what I mean? That's when they should have did it. Shout out to my sister Lisa Bell's in the building. Shout out to Lisa Bell's in the building. Eric Gutierrez, what you say? You say, wow, we have a full roster of young. Hey, wait, y'all ain't letting that go, boy. Y'all ain't letting Booger Ray go, boy. Y'all ain't gonna let Booger Ray Leonard go, boy. I see that right now. Y'all ain't gonna let Booger Ray go.
Shut that soft ass shit up.
And the best man
Shut that that's some soft ass shit. Shut that soft ass shit up. All that soft talking. I know you can do it, man. You got the, man, shut that soft ass shit up.
Hey, hey, look here, man. Hey, this is a no Booger Ray troll zone. Hey, this is a no Booger Ray troll zone. Shout out to Damian Bennett. He said, what I'm thinking is, according to the PBC analytics, Mexicans pay for fights, and the folks who support Bud and EJ don't pay for fights. I would say that the people who support EJ support the fights more than the supporters who support Crawford. Crawford don't really have a whole lot of fans in the sport of boxing like that. It is what it is. You know, that's why when people say, yeah, man, we like to see fights where fighters get knocked out. I'm like, okay, well, Crawford knocking motherfuckers out. He went on like 10, 11 people out in a row. And, you know, it still ain't translating into him having, you know, now he got a diehard fan base in Omaha, Nebraska. He, you know, stuff like that. And he does very well at the gate. Now, I will say this. When Crawford do fight, he does very well at the gate. He does well at the gate. I got the numbers on that. Pay-per-view? Nah. Pay-per-view? Nah. But I get what you're saying, though, Damien. I get what you're saying, though. You're saying that those people at the PBC, their analytics is probably saying that Mexicans buy fights more so at a higher rate than black boxing fans. So they will be willing to give Canelo a certain amount of money because, hey, this is the certain percentage of people who are out of that group who would normally illegally stream, but the overwhelmingly majority who support this particular fighter are going to buy the fight. So when we add up the numbers to the people who normally buy Canelo Alvarez's fights versus the ones who illegally stream, we'll be able to make enough money from the pay-per-view sales to cover the expenses and pay the fighters. I got what you're saying. True. I'm picking up what you're putting down. I'm picking up what you're putting down, Damien. I got you. Mr. Donetto, what you say? He said, shit, my Mexican neighbors, he said, my Mexican neighbors watch boxing, that I watch boxing with stream too. Hey, hey, this what I'm saying, though. This what I'm saying. But I get what they saying. I get what Damien trying to say, though. I get what Damien's trying to say, though. Let's see. He said the value of the fight is the demand for the fight. Neither fighter wants the toughest fight of their life. He said neither fighter wants the toughest fight of their life if they're not getting paid properly and risking the L. Gold is worth nothing if we don't value it. Okay. What you say? You say Adele Crawford is one of the highest paid at welterweight. Yeah, that is true. That's true. True. That's true. Because his pay wasn't based on pay-per-view sales. So but anyways, these guys who be arguing online, they ain't buying shit. They're not buying nothing. These guys that be arguing, debating online, they ain't buying nothing. They ain't gonna buy nothing, dog. And I think Tim Smith is right on that. He said the Mexicans gonna buy Canelo's fights. I work with a lot of them. They party hard when he's fighting. Yeah, you get what I'm saying? So if they're partying hard when he's fighting, that's kind of like old school. That's kind of like old school. You get what I'm saying? That's kind of like how it was in the old school. You know, they throw fight parties and stuff like that. He said, Coach, Coach, the thing with the Mexican and the England fans are that they only have two sports that they support, and it's boxing and soccer. That's not true. That's not true about England fans. I advise you to do some research on that, bro. Boxing is not even the primary sport that they watch in the UK. Boxing, and when it comes to the popular sports in the UK, boxing is not even number one. Yeah, that UK part not true. Let's see. He said easy breathe. He said Mikey Garcia ain't sell a lick on pay-per-view. But look how many they. He say, look how much they paid him. I wonder why. Yeah, because they want that Mexican fan base. Yeah. Yep. Alamareno, what you say? He say EJ and Boyd got the same fans for the most part. That's what makes the fight hard because they think it's going to bring in casuals when it's really not. Yeah, I don't think the casuals. Well, you know what? My cousin is a casual. Now, hold on. Alamareno. My cousin is a casual, right? But he stream fights. Like, it doesn't matter who Errol Spence is fighting. He gonna stream it. He's gonna stream it. And a lot of these guys who you see arguing online in these different like boxing communities, they stream it too. They don't buy fights. They don't buy fights at all. You know what I mean? Now they're arguing, fight, tongue wrestle, tell you they gonna pull up, they got shooters, they got this and that. They're gonna talk all that shit all goddamn day, but they ain't buying a goddamn thing. They ain't buying. I'm not saying all of them, but a lot of them. You see what I'm saying? And then they use these talking points. They use these their favorite. That's Martin Nash will call them YouTube daddy's talking points. Sign the contract. He shouldn't re-sign with this and that. Yada 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 yada. Blah this squaze. I say, man, the talking points that these guys argue are crazy as hell. I told you these guys argue. I tell you these guys argue both sides of the coin. They argue both sides of the coin. Don't even argue with these guys. Like they really nobody to argue with. I don't even argue with them. I just don't. Because the shit they be talking is so it's really ain't based on nothing. It really ain't based on nothing. Because what they talk from their they talk from their confirmation bias. A lot of these guys, they talk because they hate another fighter. Two black fighters. One group loves one black fighter. Another group of black people hate the other black fighter. So they'll do everything in their power to tear down the one black fighter over the other black fighter, not realizing that what you're doing is you're devaluing both of them. Because guess what? Because guess what? You're tearing down the fighters is devaluing it, in online. You get what I'm saying? Instead of saying, man, I want to see my brothers get paid, let's see them get together, get paid. This is what you got going on. And I understand, you know what I mean? So, this confirmation bias is a motherfucker. You know what I mean? And a lot of it is coming from people out of a good percentage of it is coming from people out of Texas. Not all, but a good percentage. And I get it, I understand. I get it. I get it. Texas Bulldog, he say Dallas didn't show up 50,000 deep for Mikey Garcia. I can assure you. Oh, there you go. So this brother here is saying that even though Mikey Garcia is Mexican, he's saying that 50,000 people, I don't know what the number was, when they showed up, they just showed up to see Errol Spence. They didn't show up to see Mikey Garcia. Okay. There you have it. And his name is Texas Bulldog Boxing. So you automatically know what time that is. Shout out to Texas Bulldog Boxing. I know your angle very well, my brother. Really do. I get you. But you get what I'm saying, though? Texas Bulldog Boxing. Hey, okay. Dropping that $2. Bam, super chat on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
He say Bud a good boxer, but always lacked business sense. How'd you figure that when he was the highest paid welterweight in boxing? From a guaranteed purse standpoint. What are you basing that on? He lacked business sense. The man is a multimillionaire. Are you a multimillionaire, Texas Boxing? He's a multimillionaire. How are you going to tell a guy that's a multimillionaire that he lacks business sense when he has a net worth probably more than what you'll ever have in your life? I'm just asking. Shout out to Poppy. Hey, okay. Dropping that quarter of a bam dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
He say, what you say, man? You say I only stream Mayweather Promotions fights. I'd be a dumbass to pay for cherries when they're robbing the bank. Yeah, and Floyd tells you that they're robbing the bank as well. He does say that. Oh, I forgot to get the brother, my main man. He say boycott all overprotective promotions.
Down from the bar, there's a platform stage. People pimping, sharp as razor blades.
He say pointless, coach. Yeah, it is pointless. It's very pointless. It's very pointless. I get it though. I get it. He said, how many times did Bud re-sign with Top Rank, coach? What does that have to do with his net worth as a fighter? If I look up Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford net worth right now, they got the same net worth, pretty much. So what are you talking about? You're talking about the money again. I get it. I really don't get it. The guy has a net worth of $9 million. Probably more than what you'll ever see in your life, but he making bad business decisions. Like, please make that make sense to me. Please make that make sense to me. Shout out to Gregory Lewis for dropping that half for bam, dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy!
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
He said Spence has the problem with movement based on the Porter, Mikey, and Danny Garcia fights. Without a stationary target, Crawford will outbox Spence.
Down from the bar, there's a platform stage. People pimping, sharp as razor blades.
Let's see. What you say? You say, shout out to Tommy Jones. You say your question doesn't make sense. I mean, it makes sense to him. I get it. I get his angle. I'm familiar with Texas Bulldog boxing. I get his angle. I get it. I get his angle. I get exactly where you're coming from. It's the same shit. It's the same shit. What you say, Eddie Val? You say preach, Lisa. Preach, Lisa. Let's see. Just a fan. You say Bud's past will tell you the deals he took, not the lesser ones he didn't want to sign. Okay. Steven, what you say, fam? You say, I agree. Illegally streaming is so bad for boxing that it costs the sport huge amounts of money. Texas Bulldog, let me ask you a question. Are you buying the fight? Do you buy fights or do you stream fights? I'm saying he's now suing them for not moving him the way he should have. Now, what does that have to do with his money, though? What does that have to do with his net worth? He's suing them, whatever he's suing them for, he's suing them for that because, of course, he wanted the big fights. I do get that. But still, you're saying that he made bad business moves. I'm like, the dude got a net worth just as much as the guy that you love so much out of Dallas, Texas. So where was the bad business move at? Especially from a financial aspect. And promoters get sued all the time. Promoters get sued all the time, fam, believe it or not. Contrary to popular belief, promoters get sued all the time. It happens. Shit happens. You get what I'm saying? Don King got sued a whole lot. Texas Bulldog, what you say, fam? He say, coach, respectfully. He say, why he now suing Top Rank then? I got the actual lawsuit. Breach of contract. I think the overall consensus is breach of contract. And in that lawsuit, it talks about several different things that how his contract was breached. You see what I'm saying? It didn't say anything about he didn't get paid money, he was supposed to got paid. It didn't say none of that in it. I have the actual lawsuit. It's on public file. You need to probably pull it and check it out for yourself, and you'll be able to read it. But it ain't say nothing about he didn't get paid the money he's supposed to get paid. The man left a multi-millionaire. Just like Floyd, when he left Pop Rank, he left a multi-millionaire. Just like Oscar, when he left a multi-millionaire. It is what it is, fam. Promoters get sued all the time. It happens.
Down from the bar, there's a platform stage. People pimping, sharp as razor blades.
Vigilante, shout out to Vigilante. Hey, okay. Dropping that quarter of a bam, dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy!
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Vigilante, what you say, fam? He said, I just have a few homies to put in for the pay-per-view. Hey, that's how you do it too now. Everybody come together and just pitch in to buy the fight so the burden don't be on, so all of the financial burden don't be on you. He said, we get some beer and it's all good in the hood. For real.
Down from the bar, there's a platform stage. People pimping, sharp as razor blades.
What you say, fam? He say, and I'm no millionaire, but I live comfortable, coach. Yeah. I mean, I feel you, but my thing is this here. This is my, and I want you to understand where I'm coming from on Texas Bulldog, my brother. I want you to understand where I'm coming from, brother. If someone in life is doing better than me, let me break it down like this. If I'm arguing money, if I'm arguing, man, I got a homeboy. I ain't gonna say his name. I say my homeboy. We'll just say his name, Mike. If I'm arguing, man, you know what, Mike, I don't like the way Mike do business. Mike, now I never dealt business with Mike myself, but I get where you're coming from. Mike made some bad business moves, but Mike got a net worth of $8-9 million. and might have a lawsuit with the company, and the lawsuit has nothing to do with me not getting paid according to my contract. Actually, my contract made me the highest paid welterweight in the sport of boxing at that time because I have a higher guarantee. I don't get money on the back end. I get mine on the front end. How can I tell Mike that he made bad business decisions when he has a net worth of $8-9 million? And my net worth is way less than his. You get what I'm saying? So it doesn't leave me a right to tell a man who's a multi-millionaire, 14-year boxing career, that he's made bad business decisions. And because he's suing a company, the company he's suing has nothing to do with him not getting paid according to his contract. You get what I'm saying? So that's where I'm, you know, I mean, that's where you miss me at. That's where you miss me at, to be honest with you. I think that's what me and you probably gonna always disagree with. And I'm not trying to convince you of my position. And I hope you're not trying to convince me of your position. We'll just agree to disagree on that, my brother. We'll just agree to disagree. Ain't nothing you're gonna say that I'm agree with. Ain't nothing I'm saying I'm agree with. Nothing you say nothing that you're gonna say that I'm agree with as related to this subject matter. So we might as well just agree to disagree respectfully, my brother. Shout out to Ride on the Storm. Hey, okay. Dropping that quarter of a bam dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
He said, you say, I ain't my house. You say, I guess you're trying to say, in my household growing up, my dad always taught us to work. I guess you're trying to say taught us to work. You must be talking it out instead of typing it. He said, your dad always taught you to work. Had the best, you know, how to work hard. Okay, you got work hard and be honest. So we'll always buy fights. I know most Mexican households are the same. But this is the thing though, right? You're looking at it from if I don't buy the fight, I'm not being honest. But the person who's streaming it may see something totally different. They're looking at it like, man, they're trying to rob the bank. And this is another thing too. I'm glad somebody brought up the robbing the bank. I think that was Damian Bennett or somebody. You know, I think that's Damian Bennett or somebody, right? I think it's Damian Bennett or somebody. When Floyd Mayweather talks about robbing the bank, well, for y'all, man, I'm robbing the bank. You know what I mean? I'm robbing the bank. Just imagine, if you're a fan of the sport of boxing, right? And you got a promoter that's telling you, we robbing the bank. We're not going to make the big fights, the best fight each other. We robbing the bank. We're going to work smarter, not harder. Why would you pay for something like that? Because what he's telling you is, listen, I'm not going to put my fighter in a tough fight where he can potentially lose or get hurt or whatever the case may be. I'm going to put him in a fight that I know he's going to win from a matchmaking standpoint. Let him make the money he's going to make according to the level of competition he's fighting. And we're going to rob the bank and y'all going to continue to buy. You can't say that in one breath, Floyd Mayweather. And I'm not trying to make this about Floyd. You can't say that in one breath, right? And then turn around and say, hey, man, I wish y'all please don't steal the fight. Don't illegally stream the fight. Because he's having issues with a lot of people illegally streaming Tank Davis's fight. But how you don't expect, Yuli, you feel what I'm saying, fam? Yuli, you feel what I'm saying? How you gonna rub in my face that you're not giving me quality fights? You're not giving me quality fights with this particular fighter in one breath, and you're bragging about it. But then you're going to tell me, yo, dog, we want you to pay $4 for this fight, for my fighter fighting the Cherry. We don't want y'all stealing the fight. But you just rubbed in my face that you are, look, we ain't getting what we want. We going to get y'all what we tell y'all going to get. And you going to like it. And we can do that. Okay, well, if you can do that, fine. Don't be crying. Don't be crying, Floyd, telling people, please buy the fight. You don't get it that way. You don't do that way.
True.
What you say? Alamarino. He said he robbing the bank, then begging fans not to steal Tank's fight. That's crazy. That don't make no sense to me. He said, Sauce says, he said, Coach, it's because when a Mexican fighter fights, people get together and make a party, trust me. Yeah, I get what you're saying, but, you know, all of them don't do that, though. That's all I'm saying. That's like me speaking for every Black American. I can't speak for every Black American that's a boxing fan. I can't speak for them. But I get what you're trying to say, though. I get what you're trying to say. I mean, he say robbing the bank equals robbing the fans. But you get what I'm saying, though? You can't sit back in one breath, brag to me, throw in my face, tell me, yeah, man, please don't steal the fight. Yeah, we robbing the bank in one breath, but then please don't steal the fight. It's another breath. No. Shout out to Eddie Val. He said, exactly, Lisa. You hit the nail right on the head. Legal bank heist. Yeah, that's right. That's right, Lisa. That's what it is. But the reason why I say I respect what Floyd is doing, not what he's doing, but I respect what he says because he's telling us the truth. He's telling you, look, I got this chapstick right here. We're gonna put our fighter up to fight this chapstick. We robbing the bank. You gonna pay for it. You gonna buy it. We doing hell of a numbers at the gate. And this what we gonna do. Cool. Okay, that's fine. No problem. Me personally, I don't have a problem with that. What I have a problem with though is when you turn around in the next breath and say, "Man, y'all please don't illegally stream the fights. Please don't illegally stream the fights." I would think that if you are promoting the sport of boxing today, this is what I would say. Me being a fan of the sport of boxing, if you are a promoter in the sport of boxing today, the worst thing that you can do as a promoter is spit in the fans' face. Whether that be casuals or diehard boxing fans. Whether that be casuals or diehard boxing fans. You don't spit in my face. Look, this what you don't do. This what you don't do. You don't spit in my face. You don't spit in my face, right?
But when you are put in a certain position, he should be he's able to, like me. When I was in a position, I can pick and choose who I want to, because I earned that right.
You don't spit in my face and tell me that this is what we're doing. This is our business model, but then get mad at me when I'm gonna stream it. You ain't giving me what I want, so since you ain't giving me what I want, I'm illegally streaming any goddamn ways. You can't have both. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You see what I'm saying? That's any promoter, not just Floyd Mayweather, but that's any promoter. You can't do that because the arrogance, dog. Like, do you know how arrogant you gotta be to say that shit? Bro, look how arrogant you gotta be. I'ma take. You know what I mean? I'ma rob the bank. Do what I want to do. And you gonna pay for it. Shut your mouth. Be patient, as Jamal Tyler say. Close your mouth. Be patient. Do what I say. And when we drop the next tomato can fight, you better buy it. You can't have it. You can't have it that way because the person who you're asking to buy the fight may take some kind of offense to that. You get what I'm saying? Texas Bulldog, what do you say, family? He said, I can't knock people for streaming. My cable bill is $200 plus. Hey, bro, Texas Bulldog, you feel what I'm saying? See, and this is why I'm asking, what is the demographics of both of these fighters? Because if we are Sauce and a couple of other people say that the Mexican fan base, Mexicans don't stream. Mexicans will actually buy to support their fighter, right? They buy Canelo. They'll buy to support their fighter. Okay, cool. The Mexican boxing fan base will buy to support their fighters. So if that's the case, when Tim Smith says that the fans who saying they want to see Spence versus Crawford, they're not. I want to make sure I got them. I want to make sure I read it right. He says that Smith says, what he said, wait a minute, wait. Let me see. He says that Tim Smith of the PBC says that the reason why Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence Jr. welterweight clash hasn't been made is based on economics. Smith believes that the boxing fans won't purchase the Crawford-Spence fight. Instead, they will pirate it and they won't pay. Let's stop right there. Now, if going by what we're saying in the chat, what the brother's saying in the chat, the Mexican fans don't pirate fights. They pay for fights. So if Crawford and Spence had Mexican fans, he probably wouldn't be saying, hey, man, they're not going to pay for the fight. Because they damn sure didn't say it for Canelo. So who are the demographics is he referring to? You get what I'm saying? That's why I keep going by the demographics. Volvo says just because you don't get what you want, that's not an excuse to steal. No, I'm not saying it's an excuse at all. All I'm saying is everybody's accountable and responsible for what they want to do. That's all I'm saying. You don't get a chance to tell me as a promoter that, hey, I'm robbing the bank. So when you say you're robbing the bank, you're saying that you're stealing from me. Because if you're robbing the bank, meaning that I'm getting all this money from the fans by giving them fights that they don't want to see, and there's nothing that they're going to do about it. So if you're going to tell me I'm robbing the bank, then guess what? That doesn't give you a right. That doesn't give you an excuse to steal neither. You asking me for my money. You get what I'm saying, Bobo? See, I just flipped that shit. I just flipped it and argued it the other way. Texas Bulldog, what do you say? You say I'm Latino, but I don't think that really matters. People will always save money on what they can. Yeah, I don't know, man. I would love to have a conversation with Tim Smith just to ask him what are the demographics. You know, either Tim Smith or Leonard Ellaby. You know, what are the demographics of the people who, you know what I mean? Any of you guys who be getting these interviews with the PBC, you know, because we know they'll never interview me. But ask them that question. Ask them that question. Ask them that question. What you say? You say Mexican fan base go 20, 30 people on one pay-per-view. Hey, that's smart. That's smart. That's smart. That's smart. That's real smart. You know what I mean? We used to do that back in the day. Well, back in the day, you know, you do a fight party. Listen, check this out. This is a true story. When Mike Tyson used to fight, we'll go ahead and, yeah, man, my homeboy got a fight party. Bro, listen, when Mike Tyson fought, bro, I ain't never seen nothing like this. And I'm pretty sure it was the same way when Muhammad Ali fought. When Muhammad Ali fought, and they had fight parties on closed circuit TV and stuff like that, people used to go get their hair done, buy outfits, meet up at somebody's house and be thick. When I was growing up, we used to go to I used to go to these Mike Tyson fight parties, right? I got a homeboy, he'll throw a Mike Tyson fight party, you know, pay-per-view. We was all in the game, so everybody was good, but he'll charge $20, $30 at the door to get in. It'd be like 30 people in 20, 25 people, 30 people in an apartment. In an apartment. Or at my cousin's house. We used to go to my cousin's house. I got a cousin named Speedy. And he had a house, right? He had a 6-bedroom house. He had a 6-bedroom house. And we used to go over there with the fight parties all the time. You know what I mean? Yes, sir. We used to go there with the fight parties all the time. Pay $30 to get in the door. Everybody got a fresh outfit on, fresh fade, because I used to wear my fades and stuff. Fresh fades, smelling good. You get what I'm saying? Poppy, what you say, fam? You say, Coach, us Mexicans treat fights like birthday parties. Our women and kids are all excited to see it. Does the black community do that? Serious question. No, the black community don't do that no more. No more. Black community don't do that. Not where I'm at. Not where I'm at. They don't do that no more. I think that time went out the door. I think Floyd Mayweather probably was the last of that. Floyd Mayweather was the last of that. None of these fighters today don't do any of that, to be honest with you. Shout out to Ron Boy Francis for dropping that quarter of a bam dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy!
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Ron Boy Francis said, you mean to tell me that a thousandaire out here saying a millionaire is making poor business decisions? He said, I swear, Slick.
Down from the bar, there's a platform stage. People pimping, sharp as razor blades.
Hey, man, it is what it is, man. Rob, boy, you know what time the TI is, man. Shout out to Reese Mack. He said you had Floyd fight parties too, depending on who was fighting. Yeah. Like, we didn't have no fight party when Floyd fought Robert the Ghost. I can tell you that. When Floyd fought Robert the Ghost Guerrero, no fight party. No fight party. That was the difference between Floyd and Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson could have been fighting Hobo Sam. Fight party. Oh, nigga said, hey, the last fight party I've been to, Reese Mack, this is a true story. The last fight party I've been to, hey, what was the last fight party I've been to? I want to say Floyd Mayweather, Conor McGregor. Well, listen, me being a box fan, I'm like, man, this man here, man, Floyd gonna beat this dude. This man got a 0-0 record. As a matter of fact, check this out. Hold on, I got something to say. Check this out. Floyd robbed the bank with Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor sold that fight. They did a world tour press conference. The world tour press conference. They held press conferences in the UK, a couple of spots in America. I don't know if they did it like they did it in several different countries, right? A guy, Conor McGregor, lightning in a bottle. You know, he was the baddest man in the MMA at that time. Conor McGregor, he had the name. A guy who never had a professional boxing match in his life. He was 0-0. I want y'all to think about this. Think about this. Conor McGregor was 0-0. Never had a professional fight before in his life. They broke pay-per-view records with that fight. True. They had people from the MMA come to boxing. Conor gonna knock him out because Conor was talking so much shit. So they robbed the bank. It was WWE. It was WWE. Shout out to Vigilante. We're dropping that quarter of a bam, dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
What did say, Vigilante? He said, I don't even know how the pirate fights. He said, I'm not going to lie. I can't afford to pay all pay-per-views. Understandably so, but I will pay for Spence versus Crawford. Which fight is worth? Which fight is worth it? Yeah. I totally agree. I totally agree. Hey, DC Daughter, know what he say? He said, I didn't pay for that. Hey, bro, listen, bro. They sold us Conor McGregor, a guy who had a 0-0 record. He never had a fight before in his life in boxing, but he was an MMA star. Now MMA, he was a bad boy. So Conor McGregor did a match. If you look at that press conference, listen, the best fight promotion I've ever seen in my life. Outside of Muhammad Ali, I got to preface it because to me, Ali is the GOAT. Outside of Muhammad Ali is Floyd Mayweather versus Conor McGregor. Don't get no better than that. Conor McGregor sold that fight. Floyd ain't say shit, really. Conor McGregor sold that fight. And this dude had a 0-0 boxing record. Hold up, boy, Conor gonna knock Floyd out, boy. He gonna put no pause on him. Bro, listen. I think I won what did I win on that fight? I think I won I didn't win much. I think I won $400 or $500, something like that on that fight because I had some people that was like, man, I don't know, boy. But Conor McGregor, boy, he the bad boy in the MMA and he a southpaw and all this stuff. They're like, people like Conor really convinced people that he was gonna whoop Floyd. Yeah, man. He said, yeah, I didn't purchase that fight. I went to someone's fight party. But they had a fight party, though. They had a fight party. Shout out to Thug and D. Thug and D in the building. Shout out to Thug and D. Salute to Thug and D, man. You said the UFC did Conor dirty. They took 2/3 of his money. They keep from blocking the fight. They took 2/3 of his money. You sure about that? I don't know. I don't know. Cause I don't know a lot about the MMA world. I don't know, fam. I don't know. Hey, the breakdown was good. He said Floyd been a cloud. Hey, but that's why he brag about we robbing the bank. Vovo, what you say? He said that's because they had those dumbass white fans and the MMA fans convinced that Conor would be able to do some MMA tactics to win the boxing match. No. They knew that it was a overall boxing match. But what I'm saying is, I'm talking about just people. It wasn't just MMA fans who bought the fight. It was boxing fans who bought the fight. Because boxing fans, especially the Flomo fan base, yeah, man, we want to see Floyd beat this goddamn. We want to see Floyd beat this white boy. This white boy talking all kind of shit. And then Conor McGregor was so good, he was throwing money in the air. Floyd, he say, "Dance for me, boy, dance for me." Bro, he was saying all kind of crazy stuff to Floyd in that press conference. He sold that fight, bro. But the bottom line is, even boxing fans bought the fight for whatever the reason they bought it for. I know the Flo Moses, man, we want to see Floyd knock this motherfucker out. He talking too much shit. He disrespecting Floyd. Man, he going too far. With all this dance for me, boy, and all this stuff there. You see what I'm saying? So Conor McGregor was a genius, dog. He was a genius. Bro, like, I ain't seen nothing like it. And then they come back this year and they give us Rolly Romero versus Tank. And I guess Rolly Romero was supposed to be, the Conor McGregor. It's the same blueprint. But Rolly Romero is a nobody. He's a nobody. And they sell out the Barclays Center. You get what I'm saying? It's the same formula, but on a smaller scale, of course. They didn't do the world tour and all that stuff there. You get what I'm saying? But you can't be bragging to the fans that I'm doing a legal bank robbery. I'm telling y'all, I ain't really giving y'all your money's worth on the fight, but you're going to buy it anyways. You feel me? True. Settle, Mike, what you say, fam? He said, imagine having a fight party for Guerrero versus Floyd. Boy, hush. Ain't nobody, man, shit. Ain't nobody, the Ghost. I'll never forget that. Robert the Ghost Guerrero. And they did the little, what they had, was it HBO? I think they had a little HBO special 24. And they did the little 24 thing, and then they was showing Robert Guerrero's father. He's a chicken. He ran like a chicken. They say he ran like a chicken. He's a woman beater. How y'all support that woman beater? Hey, Robert Guerrero daddy, bro, was funny to ball, bro. And as a matter of fact, let's look and see what that pay-per-view did. Let's look and see what that pay-per-view did. What you say? You say that was the worst fight in boxing history. Floyd the track star. Let's look and see what that one. Let's look and see what that pay-per-view did, dog. Let's look that one up. Let's look that one up. Conor McGregor outside of Muhammad Ali, I haven't seen nothing like this since. They rolled out the red carpet on that. What you say, Slide a Deal? You say white versus black aspect of Conor McGregor versus Conor versus Floyd Mayweather sold that fight. Yeah, that too. Yes, sir, that too. You hit the nail right on the head. That too. True. That too. Shit, that too. I tell you what, absolutely. Yes, sir. You see what I'm saying? But you get what I'm saying though. I'm pull it up right now. Cause I got all the top pay-per-views. I got all the top pay-per-views and I got it bookmarked, so. Bruh, Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor, so he's a marketing genius, bruh. All right, bro. He talked so much trash, bro. And Conor ain't looked back since financially. Well, financially, I don't know how much of the money he got a chance to keep. I really don't know, guys. Well, all I know is this here. He broke the goddamn boy. They broke the bank with that one, boy. They broke the bank with that one. We go, hey, listen, Al, like I said before, we're gonna take an MMA fighter. And what I'm gonna do, Al, I'm gonna take an MMA fighter, Al, me, you, Steven Espinosa, or like I said before, we're gonna take this MMA fighter and I'm going to fight him. I'm gonna fight an MMA fighter and named Conor McGregor. He's the biggest star in the sport of the MMA, and I'm the biggest star in the sport of boxing. And when you have one star meets another star, it's gonna turn into a mega star, and this is gonna be a mega event. This is an event. This is the event. That's why they talk that event talk. We believe in putting on big events. That's what Leonard Ellerby talks about. That's the event. Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather, that wasn't a boxing match. That was an event. Let me see. I thought I had it right here. I got a list of all the pay-per-views. Hold on. I got a list of all of the top pay-per-views. Okay, there we go. Is that it? Nah. I got them all right here, fam. I got them all right here. That was an event. As a matter of fact, I got so many bookmarks. It'll be easy for me to just do this. Hold on, guys. Let's see what's up. Let's see what we got. I think this is it right here. Bear with me. Because I want to show y'all. All right, here you go. Let's look at some of these events. Hey, what you say? The breakdown with Kush, he say facts. It was an event. Facts. It was an event, bro. It was an event. Now, this is a question I got for you guys. It lead me to something else. Would this Spence Crawford fight, Would you look at this as a fight or would you look at it as an event? I'm glad y'all said that. I'm glad y'all said that. What you say? You say I'm mad. You say I'm mad. It was a real sanctioned bout. Hey, and the crazy, hold on. The breakdown of Kush. And the crazy part about it is it was counted as Floyd Mayweather's 50th professional fight. True. Floyd 50-0. He got a perfect record. He's 50-0. Dude, he literally fought an MMA fighter. He literally fought an MMA fighter for his 50th fight. You can't really count that as a 50. Bro, this was an exhibition match. This was a high-priced exhibition match. That's all it was. This was an exhibition. That's all it was, dog. This was these motherfuckers. Oh, Lord. Oh, they got it. Oh, Lord. Boy, this was an exhibition. Oh, this is an exhibition. Oh, man. Oh, shit. The breakdown. You say this is a super fight? Okay. Rail, what you say, my brother? You say it's a fight. MC said it's a fight. Mr. Warren says, Okay, Mr. Warren says, Sitting there thinking about it, Mr. Warren, huh? Superman said he sold that fight. Yeah. What you say, fam? Be more patient. Be more patient. He said the casuals kept the sport going, bro. Yeah. Hey, bro. Cyber say both. It can't be both. It can't be both. It has to be one or the other. The breakdown with good say. He said that nigga Floyd should be 47-1-1. Hey, breakdown with good man at the moment. Goddamn that nigga. Goddamn Floyd's want to be 47-1-1. Ain't no way there. He robbed the bank. That ain't hot. Hey, he said that's a testament. What you say, my brother? You say that's the testament to Screw. That's a testament to Screw undisputed in sanctioning Dye's corrupted bureaucracy. Yeah, you made it when the sanctioning bodies sanction your fights versus Conor McGregor, bro. He say both. It's the biggest boxing event and historical matchup of the year. Yeah, but you know what? AI. It's the biggest boxing event with whom? Bro, this fight with Crawford and Spence, if it happens, I put it this way, because I'm not gonna say nothing to refute what you're saying. If it happens, we all gonna find out what time it is. We all gonna find out what time it is. Because Tim Smith is saying the total opposite of what you're saying. You get what I'm saying? What you say? You say so many stream Floyd McGregor fight. They were making my stream pause. Yeah, on Twitch. Yeah. I'm on Twitch as well. And the nigga he calling himself 50, you know. The man fought an MMA fighter, and he's 50, you know. Bro, how they pull that off? How they pull that off? And I went to a fight party. They was on fight parties for this. Yeah, man, Floyd, hey, all the dudes in the hood, man, Floyd gonna knock that white boy out, man. I'm tired of that shit, man. He talking about like goddamn shit, yeah, man. He sitting there talking that shit. The flow moles was serious at that time. I wasn't on YouTube, but I'm telling you, they was mad at Conor McGregor. Listen, if you want to get people to buy, you have to tap into their emotions. If I can make you if I can get you so emotionally invested in something, I can get all of your money out of your pocket. Conor McGregor did that. And listen, so when I don't see no stars in boxing right now outside of maybe Canelo and Anthony Joshua and probably Tyson Fury. You may want to throw Tyson Fury in there. He just sold out a football stadium in the UK. So, so you get what I'm saying? I don't really see that outside of those three fighters. You know what I mean? Those three fighters got one thing in common I just named. They selling out football stadiums. When you sell out a football stadium, it's kind of hard to argue that. That fight ain't no damn star. When you selling out football stadiums. You see what I'm saying? When you selling out 70, 80,000 plus venues. That shit, you know. I'm just saying I ain't the smartest guy in the world, but I do have a master's degree in common sense, and I'm like, okay, shit, these motherfuckers here, man, and they bring it, and when they fight, you know, they bring all you. This guy's a walking economy. But you get what I'm saying though. Shout out to right hand lead. Hey, okay. Dropping that quarter of a bam dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
He said, thinking about events, Coach, I think Bob's last hurrah is to have Nico Walsh. I'm not calling him Ali. Nico Walsh fight a Jake Paul. Build both up for casual fans. Nico ain't got no fan base like that though. You get what I'm saying, right here, Lee? He ain't got no fan base like that. I see what you're saying. You could probably try to market it like, okay, this is Muhammad Ali's grandson, but that shit ain't working for him right now in boxing. That Muhammad Ali grandson shit. Don't nobody believe he Ali grandson. Nobody believe that shit. You see what I'm saying? Now he ain't no Nico Walls. I don't like Nico. I don't.
Down from the bar, there's a platform stage. People pimping, sharp as razor blades.
Yeah, man. What you say? Edgar say, the biggest fight in boxing, I'm paying for this fight. I got Bud by stoppage. Bud is a generational talent. You hear the word thrown around a lot in basketball and football. Bud really is. Now, I'm not gonna lie. In the barbershops, they are talking about this fight in the barbershop. They talk about Crawford. They talk about Spence. I can tell you the barbershops that I go to, and I talk to my homeboys and stuff. They talk about this fight every time they see me. They ask me about this fight. I got people who say they're going with Bud, who are casuals. I got people who say they're going with Spence, who are casuals. Literally. So I can tell you that right now. And they don't have the emotional attachment that someone from Texas would have. If you're from Texas, of course, Errol Spence is the greatest fighter of all time. He can't be beat. You know, he's an unstoppable machine, yada, 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 yada. The people in Florida, the barbershops I go to, the conversation is totally different. You know what I mean? Because they don't have an emotional attachment to him like that versus someone from Texas. You know what I mean? Shout out to Tough Glove Boxing. Hey, okay. Dropping that quarter of a bam dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
He said, man, half the people in the poll want to watch that fight for free, yet complain the best fighters don't want to fight each other. It's pathetic. You know what? Let me look at that poll. I'm glad you said that.
Down from the bar, there's a platform stage. People pimping, sharp as razor blades.
He said you can't have no butterfly tattoo, but that's what you got against butterflies? Hey, Brandon, break down with Kush. What you got against butterflies?
True.
Hey, Reese Bash, said, Coach, did I hear you right? You don't think Nico really Ali's grandson? Yeah, you heard me right. Yes, sir, you heard me right. Be more patient. He say Spence is a real dog. I got Spence in the 10th by stopping. You know what, man? The only way we gonna see who gonna get stopped, we got to get the fights. Hey, you feel me? Be more patient. We got to get the fight, right? Hey, what my brother say? Hey, what a man at? Hey, to break down with Kush, what you got against butterflies? What you got against butterflies? I want to know. He can't have no butterfly. He can't have no butterfly tattoo. That's all I know. What you got against butterflies? Hey, let's look at the pay-per-views. Hey, check this out. Hey, here you go. Now, this is the top 55 grossing pay-per-views of all time. So up until this date, right? Now, you're going to notice that all of these fights, these fighters who they saying are stars and stuff like that, you ain't going to see no current pay-per-views on here. You ain't going to see no current pay-per-views on here of today's boxers. So if you're doing 200,000, if you're doing anywhere between 200,000 and 300,000, you ain't no goddamn pay-per-view star. I don't want to hear that shit. Well, in today's time, that's considered a star. Yeah, bullshit. Well, if today's time that's considered a star, then Canelo did what 800,000, almost 800,000 with Caleb Plant. That must make him a mega star. If you're gonna use that argument, but that's neither here nor there. Let's go. Now, so we got this is one of my favorite MMA fighters, man. St. Pierre. I love St. Pierre and Nick Diaz. did 950,000 pay-per-view buys, right? Let's continue, guys. That's MMA though. That's MMA. We going down to boxing. We going down to boxing. You see my main man? Who you see my main man? You see him. You see him. You see him. Now this is WrestleMania. This WrestleMania right here. They did this was April 2006. What did they do? Let me see. Hold on, what did they do? What they did? 975,000 pay-per-view buys. 975,000 pay-per-view buys. Okay, that's 2006. All right, Forrest Griffin. We gonna move on. We're gonna move on. Cause we looking for boxing. Buster Douglas versus Holyfield did 1 million pay-per-view buys. Ain't nobody doing 1 million now, right? That we know of. That was 1990. 1990. Hey, and truth be told, that would have been kind of like considered low back then. You only did 1 mil? He did 1 mil, okay. And I think Buster got paid like $25 million for this fight. Let's see. You got B-Hop versus De La Hoya. Remember, I told you guys, De La Hoya was that guy. Everybody wanted to fight De La Hoya. De La Hoya was that guy at that time. And De La Hoya fought everybody. He fought everybody. 2004, hit him with, that was a liver shot. Perfectly placed liver shot. 9th round, stoppage. Floyd Mayweather versus Robert the Ghost. Robert the Ghost, Floyd Mayweather versus Robert the Ghost did 1 million. Hey, and that was on the strip. That was on the strip of Robert. That was on the strip of what's Robert Guerrero dad name? What his name? What his dad name is, guys? What's Guerrero dad name? Was it Robert? Oh, hey, what's his name, dog? Hey, what's his name? Ruben? Is it Ruben Guerrero? I think it's Ruben. I think it's Ruben. I think it's Ruben. I think it's Ruben. I think it's Ruben Guerrero. Ruben Guerrero, right? He the one sold this fight. He's a chicken. Floyd is a chicken. You better not run, they say. You better not run. He's a woman beater. He's a woman beater. I can't believe you guys support this woman beater. But I remember that like yesterday. Ruben Guerrero. Hey, Ruben Guerrero fought the motherfucker. Hey, that was before T Diddy. That's before T Diddy. Let's see. Canelo versus Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Canelo did 1 million. He did 1 million. He did 1 million. I remember Floyd say, yeah, they called him Robert the Ghost. He said, I'm the Ghostbuster. He said, I'm the Ghostbuster. Canelo did 1 million with Julio Chavez Jr. He did 1 million. You see what I'm saying? We got WrestleMania right there. We ain't got WrestleMania. I'm just looking for boxing. We just looking for boxing. MMA, Brock Lesnar, you know. Let's continue. MMA again. Yeah, I remember that there. MMA again. Stone Cold and The Rock. Stone Cold and The Rock. Yes, sir. Stone Cold and The Rock. Yes, sir. 2 of my favorite wrestlers right now. 2 of my favorite wrestlers. Stone Cold and The Rock. Love them dudes there, man. Love them dudes. Let's continue. John Cena and The Rock. I ain't like John Cena. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't like John Cena. Brock Lesnar. Let's continue. Let's get to boxing. Let's find some boxing, y'all. Rampage and Rashad Evans. I seen this fight. I paid for that one. Let's see. Chuck Liddell, Tito Ortiz. I paid for that one too. Yes, sir. I used to watch MMA back in the day. Yes, sir. Ric Flair. Woo! The Nature Boy did a little over 1 million. 100 years old in this fight. 100 years old. Woo! The Nature Boy. The Nature Boy. Let's see. 100 years old did 1 million. There we go. We got the dead man walking right here, man. The Undertaker. The Undertaker versus Triple H. Yeah, man. Let's continue. Floyd Mayweather versus Marquez. Did a little over 1 million. Did a little over 1 million right here. Floyd Mayweather versus Marquez. Got old Floyd right there, man. Got old Floyd right there. Pretty boy. No, this all money made. Like I said before, money made right here, man. Money made. This right after he left. I think this right after he left Bob Arum. I think he beat Oscar De La Hoya in 2007. This it was money made right here. 2009. Okay. Let's continue. WrestleMania right here. Who is this right here? Oh, this Shawn Michaels and Kurt Angle? Okay. Amanda Nunes versus Ronda Rousey. I saw this fight. Gave Ronda Rousey her first L. They say she was the first hype job in the MMA. That's what they say. Sources say. I don't know how true that is. But you know, I'm just saying. Let's continue, guys. Canelo versus Gennady Golovkin did 1.1 mil. You see Big Nello right there. Big Nello. You see Big Nello right here. Now, sources say that he lost that fight. And they say he lost the first fight. Now, I did have Canelo losing that first fight. I thought Triple G got robbed. I'm not going to lie. I always say this and be consistent with that. But it is what it is. You know what I mean? But they said it was a draw, so it is what it is. Big Nello did 1.1 mil. He did a milli. He did a milli. Hey, he said the second AL coach. Hey, y'all the bullshit. Hey, I'm about to catch a heat stroke, picking up in and out a burger. Okay. Hey, here you go. Here you go, Big Nello. Let's see Big Nello. Big Nello on here twice so far. Let's see. They got Mike Tyson versus Bruce Seldon. We had a fight party for this one. Mike Tyson versus Bruce Seldon. I think this is 96, right? Is this 96? Yeah, 1996, September 1996. Mike Tyson versus Bruce Seldon. Yeah. We had a fight party for that. Damn sure did. I know y'all think we're crazy for that. But we was crazy about Mike like that. We was crazy about Mike like that. Yeah, Manny Pacquiao versus Margarito did 1.15 million pay-per-view buys, and he was with Top Rank at the time, too. Look at that. Oh, goddamn, look at Margarito's face. God damn, boy. Shit. Lord, look at his eyes. He can't even see. He must have had a broken orbital bone right there. Damn. Man, the Pacquiao beat the brace. I think he fought him at a catch weight, too. I'm not sure. Lord, have mercy. Oh, let's see. Manny Pacquiao versus Juan Marquez 4. This one Pacquiao got put to sleep. Marquez caught him with that trap counter. He caught him with that trap counter right hand. He set a trap for Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao leaped right into it, and he timed him perfectly with that trap counter right hand. Bap! Put him to sleep. Matter of fact, they had all kind of memes. Hey, look at the look on this lady's face right here. Well, she look like she hurt. She look like, oh my Lord, look what they did. Is he? I thought Manny Pacquiao was dead right here, dog. I swear to God, if anybody seen this fight, look at the concerned look on everybody's face that's sitting by the ring. Bro, I thought Manny Pacquiao was dead. I thought Marquez had no killed Manny Pacquiao. Bro, I thought he was dead, bro. He was not moving. I said, bro, oh, Lord have mercy. Good Lord have mercy. Lord, boy, oh, Lord, boy, oh, bro, oh, God damn, this shit bringing back memories. Damn, boy, he be like, boy, I thought Manny Pacquiao was dead, man. I ain't never seen nobody sleep. He was sleep. Hey, what you say, knockdown 305? He was sleep. Yeah, he was sleep, dog. He was sleep. Shout out to my brother Boxing Jim. Hey, okay. For dropping that half for, bam, dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Hey, Boxing Jim, what you say for me? Say broke ass niggas in the comment section arguing purse splits in A-side, but was still the fight. What up, coach? Hey, this is what I be trying to tell you, dog. Like, you really can't really get caught up in what the people saying online, because the people online, they ain't really buying the fights. They not buying them. You know what I mean? They're not gonna buy those fights, man. And I think Tim Smith is right.
Down from the bar, there's a platform stage. People pimping, sharp as razor blades.
All right, let's see. That was Rashad Evans. Again, Rashad Evans again against Anderson Silva. Let's get the boxing. Evander Holyfield and Riddick Bowe. Evander Holyfield and Riddick Bowe did 1.2 million pay-per-view buys. You know what I mean? Was this the first one? I think it was the first one. Because they say this was the draw. Man, Lennox Lewis beat the brakes off Evander Holyfield in this fight. Well, Lennox Lewis was that guy. He was the best heavyweight of that era, bro. Period. He whooped everybody. But he ain't duck no smoke. He did that there. Look at the dad go. Look at that. You see goddamn the Rock. Is that the Rock? Hitting John Cena with the rock bottom. Bam! Put him on his goddamn back. Rock. Put him on his back. Let's continue. Oscar De La Hoya versus Manny Pacquiao. This is I think this is the fight where Oscar De La Hoya got retired. He retired this fight. I think he fought Manny Pacquiao at a catch weight too. Fought him at a catch weight. They did 1.25 million pay-per-view buys, right? Let's continue. Here you go. Manny Pacquiao versus Miguel Cotto did 1.25 million pay-per-view buys. You know what I mean? The Filipino legend versus the Puerto Rican legend. They fought. They had the Waller. You see what I'm saying? Y'all see that there, right? See that there? Okay, cool. Everybody see that there. All right, cool. You see what I'm saying? Let's continue. Floyd Mayweather versus Victor Ortiz. This is the fight where Victor Ortiz headbutted Floyd, and then he hugged him about 3-4 times. He kept hugging him, and then Floyd and the referee said, "Okay, y'all go ahead and fight." And Ortiz was still trying to hug Floyd. Floyd hugged him, and then after they broke loose, he caught him with a check left. He caught him with a check left hook. Ortiz, instead of defending himself, he looked at the referee like, hey, man, he just hit me. And then Floyd caught him with a right cross, knocked him out. Well, it was a whole bunch of Mexicans mad at Floyd about that shit, boy. They was 30 out by Floyd with that one, boy. They ain't like that shit at all, boy. Floyd, they said that was a low blow. Here you go right here. Let's continue, though. Shit, to be told, there was a lot of black fans that didn't like Floyd. Contrary to popular belief, there was a lot of black fans that did not like Floyd at all, neither, though, to be honest. Because once he became Pretty Boy Floyd, that's when he started cherry picking and ducking. You know, some people will say he ducked that Pretty Boy, but not Pretty Boy Floyd. Sorry about that. When he became Money Mayweather, that's when it was all about I work smarter, not harder. That's when the work smarter, not harder came into play, right? Canelo versus Triple G. I think this is the second fight. Did 1.3 mil. This is the second one, right? This is the second one, or this is the first one? I think this is the second one. Let me see. No, this is the first one. He said Canelo Alvarez Golovkin may have fought twice. Both results polarizing. Wow, bro. Was this the first one? You know what? I think I think this is the first one. This is the first one. Yeah, this is the first fight. This is the one that ended in a draw. That's the first one. Conor McGregor. There he go. Conor McGregor. There go Conor McGregor. Manny Pacquiao versus Sugar Shane Mosley. 1.34 million pay-per-view buys. Manny Pacquiao versus Sugar Shane. Manny Pacquiao versus Sugar Shane. You see that there? Here you go right here. Frank Bruno versus Mike Tyson 2. Did 1.37 million pay-per-view buys. Let's continue. Let's keep going. That was 96. Who else we got? Conor McGregor right there did 1.4 million. Conor McGregor was that guy, man. He was that guy in MMA at that time, bro. Conor McGregor was a bad boy at that time. You know what I mean? Once he fought Floyd, he ain't been the same. Floyd Mayweather versus Sugar Shane Mosley did 1.4 million. Now, these two black men fought each other. These are two black men who fought each other. They did 1.4 million. So shit. For all of those who saying, yeah, man, if you have two black fighters fight each other, they ain't gonna do the pay-per-view numbers. Okay, well, Floyd and Sugar Shane did pay-per-view numbers. Everybody was excited to see this fight. I think this fight happened right after, even though Sugar Shane was older, but this was right after he destroyed Margarito. So shit, these two black men fought each other, even though that wasn't a prime, that wasn't even a prime Shane Mosley. That wasn't even a prime Shane Mosley. They did 1.4. So two black fighters can come together and do good numbers. So you get what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying, fam. Oscar De La Hoya versus Tito Trinidad. I thought Oscar won this fight, anyways, it is what it is. Tito did that there though. The Puerto Rican legend Tito Trinidad. They did 1.4 million pay-per-view buys. They did that there. You know, Evander Holyfield versus Big George Foreman. Big George. You know what I mean? Big George. 1.4 million. You know what I mean? I think George Foreman was about 50. I think George Foreman was like 75, 80 years old in this picture here. In this fight, 75, 80 years old. Manny Pacquiao versus Marquez 3 did 1.4 million pay-per-view buys. They did that there. We know the fourth one, he got put to sleep. We know that one there, right? You know what I mean? Let's continue. Conor McGregor versus Nate Diaz. Yeah, man, I think this is the tap fight right here. Is this the one when Nate Diaz made Conor McGregor tap out? I think that's it right there. I think he tapped him out with a choke. Choked him out. Floyd Mayweather versus Miguel Cotto did 1.5 million pay-per-view buys. 1.5 million pay-per-view buys. He did that there. He did that, right? Let's continue. Shit, Mike Tyson versus Peter McNeely. Peter McNeely, oh my God. Bro, this right here, before there was Tank Davis and Roland Romero, before there was a Roland Romero, there was a Peter McNeely. This was the Roland Romero of that time. Back then when Mike fought him when he first got out of prison. Peter McNeely was straight trash. Straight garbage. This was Mike Tyson on back. We had a fight party for this fight. You see Don King got there. Now this was a cherry pick right here. This was picking the finest of the cherries. I ain't gonna lie. True. Mike Tyson versus Evander Holyfield. Evander Holyfield betted on himself, took less money in this fight from what I was told, and he stopped my boy Mike Tyson. He stopped him. And Mike Tyson was the A side. But Evander Holyfield put them hammer knockers on my dog. I was mad at Evander Holyfield for doing that. Was mad at him. I didn't like Holyfield. I didn't like Holyfield for about 2-3 years. You know, it took me a while to get over that. That ass whooping he gave Mike Tyson. Let's see. Let's continue. Two brothers fighting each other, right? all this shit that blacks don't buy pay-per-views and they don't support. Okay, history don't show that. Lennox Lewis versus Mike Tyson did 1.997 million pay-per-view buys. This one, Lennox Lewis beat the brakes off of Tyson, man. I was mad at him. I was mad at Lennox Lewis. I did not like Lennox Lewis. I was mad at Lennox Lewis for 20 years. I just started liking Lennox Lewis about a couple of years ago. Not even gonna lie. I had beef. That was 2002. Yeah, I was mad at Lennox Lewis for about 18 years. By 18 years, I was mad at Lennox Lewis. Let's continue. Evander Holyfield versus Mike Tyson. This is the famous bite. This is the rematch. This is Mike Tyson bit Evander Holyfield in the ear for headbutting. He bit him in the ear for headbutting.
True.
Holyfield was known for headbutting the motherfucker. I ain't gonna lie. He was known for headbutting, and Mike got mad and bit him. Floyd Mayweather versus Canelo Alvarez, 2.2 million pay-per-view buys. Floyd Mayweather versus Canelo, Big Nello. And look at it. Floyd always talk about that. Oh, when I beat Canelo Alvarez, when I beat him, that was easy. He ain't nobody. Canelo ain't nobody. I beat him. He was in his prime when I fought him. He was in his prime. Shit. I was almost 40 years old when I fought Canelo. I was an old man, and I made it look easy. Ain't that what Floyd be saying? That's they one right there. That's they one. Let's say this image right here. Let's say this. That's they one right there. That's they one right there, boy. But hey, Canelo fans say every time we going to talk about Floyd, they always got to bring up when Floyd beat Canelo when he was 23 years old. That's they one right there. Oscar De La Hoya versus Floyd Mayweather. Now this is when Floyd Mayweather was pretty boy Floyd, and Oscar De La Hoya was the guy. He was the pay-per-view guy. He was the star. After Floyd Mayweather beat Oscar De La Hoya, and some would say that even Oscar won. It was a split decision. After that fight, that's when he became Money Mayweather. If it wasn't for Oscar De La Hoya, there would be no money made.
True.
But they did 2.4 million pay-per-view buys, right? They did 2.4 million, right? I know. Flomos, the Flomos don't want to hear that. But it is what it is. Let's continue. Let's see. Floyd Mayweather versus Conor McGregor did 4.3 million pay-per-view buys. Look at that. Floyd knocked the snot out his nose. God damn, that's they one right there. That's they one. Boy, look here, he knocked the snot out his nose right there, boy. Floyd had no. Hey, Floyd took an MMA fighter. And Conor McGregor convinced the world that he was gonna beat Floyd. You know what I mean? But hey, listen, man. Hey, boy, he knocked the snot out his nose, boy. I say, boy. Boy, I tell you, boy, this shit don't make no goddamn sense, boy. And I say, boy, they convinced boxing fans, because they had boxing fans buy this fight too. But that's they one right there.
What about Rocky Marciano?
Oh, there they go. Every time I start talking about boxing, a white man got to pull Rocky Marciano out their ass. That's the one. Rocky Marciano. Let me tell you something once and for all. Rocky Marciano was good, but compared to Joe Louis, Rocky Marciano ain't shit.
He beat Joe Louis's ass.
Mills Lane, what you say, fam? Shout out to Mills Lane. Hey, okay. We're dropping that quarter of a bam dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
He said, in all fairness, we didn't have this streaming technology. Number one. He said, two, most blacks left boxing for football. Now you talking about you're talking about blacks who don't fight, who don't want to become boxers, they go into football. That's what you're talking about. I'm talking about the actual fans. Because football has always been around. Mills Lane, if that's your argument, they had football when Conor McGregor fought Floyd Mayweather. They had football. You get what I'm saying? So they, boxing fans, football has always been around. That didn't stop people from. Now they did have streaming back then though, because this fight here got streamed a lot. This Conor McGregor Floyd Mayweather fight got streamed a lot. It was millions. It was more illegal streams versus pay-per-views bought for this fight. But you get what I'm saying though. But I get your point. I get your point there. But here you go. I get your point.
Down from the bar, there's a platform stage. People pimping, sharp as razor blades.
So there go Floyd right there. Conor McGregor beat the brakes off of him, right? He carried him for 10 rounds, too. And then here you go. He could have won. Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, the Filipino legend versus the African-American legend. They did 4.6 million pay-per-view buys at their gate. You know what I mean? So there you go right there. One of the most boring mega fights I've ever seen in my life. The Conor McGregor fight versus Floyd Mayweather was more entertaining than the Manny Pacquiao Floyd Mayweather fight, in my opinion. It's just my opinion. I'm not saying that's facts, but that's just my opinion. That's all I'm saying. That's just my opinion. Yeah, man. So you see, buddy, money made. Like I said before, hey, you keep talking about that's they one. Hey, listen, boy, listen. If you want to make a Canelo fan bad, boy, always bring up that fight with Floyd and Canelo, boy. Hey, boy, listen, it started a whole nother war. Bring that fight up. The Floyd, Manny Pacquiao. Like I said before, Canelo Alvarez, hell of a fighter, future Hall of Famer. But I beat him. I made it look easy. Manny Pacquiao, hell of a fighter. He's a legend in his own right. The Filipino legend, he's a legend in his own right. But I made it look easy. I beat him. Made it look easy. Oscar De La Hoya, yes, Oscar De La Hoya. He hell of a fighter, Hall of Famer. You know what I mean? But I made it look easy. I beat him. He was an A-side, and I still beat him. I broke all of the pay-per-view records. I broke all of the live gates. There is no fighter in the history of the sport of boxing that's bigger than me. Like I said before, I'm robbing the bank. Right now, and now we're doing it all over again with Tank Davis. Now Tank Davis is robbing the bank as well. We got Rolly Romero. We tricked you fools in order to buy this fight, and guess what? We're gonna do it again. Please don't steal the streams. Nah, Flo, you can't have it both ways. You can't be bragging about robbing the bank. And then, hey, you can't be bragging. Hey, bless. They can't be bragging about robbing the bank at one breath, but then want to beg us to buy the fights. No, you just told me that you robbing the bank. Flo, you listen. You just told me you robbing the bank. Now you got us when you was boxing. You ain't gonna get us with Tate.
True.
Hey, I like Tate, but you ain't gonna brag about how you fooled me as a boxing fan, a consumer, how you tricked me into buying these cherry pick fights that you knew you was gonna win. You ain't gonna brag about, like I said before, hell of a fighter. If you name him, I beat him. Sugar Shane Mosley, he's a Hall of Famer. I beat him. Yes, I beat him. I made it look easy. Like I said before, Juan Manuel Marquez, yes, hell of a fighter. He's a Hall of Famer. I beat him. As a matter of fact, if you look at my resume, I have a resume full of Hall of Famers that I beat. There's nobody in the history of the sport of boxing that has beat more Hall of Famers than me. The proof is in the pudding. Like I said before, the proof is in the pudding. It's in the pudding. It is what it is. When you look at pay-per-views, I did that. I'm number one. When you look at the live gates, I did that. I'm number one. When you look at who's grossed the most money in the history of the sport of boxing, I'm number one. I did that. When you look at laying down the green print, showing all of these young fighters how to rob the bank like I did, I'm number one. I did that. So like I said before, these are hell of a fighters, but I beat them all. There is no fight. As a matter of fact, I am the only fighter with a perfect record. Floyd, that ain't true. Rocky Marciano got a perfect record. Yeah, that's true. But Rocky Marciano is 49-0. I'm 50-0. But Floyd, we really can't count that. We really can't count that on Conor McGregor fight. That was an MMA fighter. He wasn't even a real boxer. Like I said before, I beat him 50-0. I did that. I did that. It'll never be done again. TBE, the best ever. I am the GOAT, the greatest of all time. Ali ain't got nothing on me. Ali was good, but he's not better than me. Ali had losses. I don't know what it feel like to lose. Sugar Ray Robinson, hell of a fighter. But I'm better than Sugar Ray Robinson. You know what I mean? Because he had several losses. I didn't. I fought more champions than Sugar Ray Robinson. Wait a minute, Floyd, you beat more champions than Sugar Ray Robinson because you had more belts in your era. When Sugar Ray Robinson was boxing, they only had one belt. When you was boxing, you got 4 different champions in one weight division. So of course you're going to fight more champions than him because there were more belts around. Yeah, you do make a valid point. Coach Malachi, you're right about that. But like I said before, and Floyd, you never been undisputed. Yes, that's true. But I did something greater than undisputed. What is that? I beat Conor McGregor. I beat Canelo Alvarez. I beat Oscar De La Hoya. I beat Juan Manuel Marquez. I beat Sugar J Mosley. I beat them all. I beat them all. I beat Robert the Ghost Guerrero. The Ghost. He said he was the Ghost. I told him I was the Ghostbuster. I was the Ghostbuster. Yes, I beat him. Like I said before, who else I beat? Who else I beat? Leonard. Who else I beat? Leonard. Who else I beat? Leonard. Leonard. Who else I beat? Who else I beat? Leonard. Leonard. Tell him, Leonard. You was there, Leonard. You was rubbing my chest with baby oil. Leonard, you were rubbing my chest with baby oil. Tell him, Leonard, who else I beat? With Floyd, Floyd. I don't really like that brag, Floyd, but we know what we're doing over here. We broke all of the pay-per-view records. We broke the live gates. We did all of this. Like, we know how to make other fighters a star. We did that before. Leonard, let's be honest. You really didn't do anything, Leonard. You was carrying my spit bucket and you was rubbing me down. You was rubbing me down with baby oil in the corner, Leonard. So you really didn't have anything to do with it. But I've been hearing you say this lie for the longest, Leonard. You've been saying this lie for the longest, Leonard. And I haven't corrected you. I haven't said anything, Leonard. But let's be honest, Leonard. You were rubbing me down with baby oil. Do you remember, Leonard? Do you remember? Do you remember that song by Michael Jackson? Do you remember the time? Yes, Floyd, I do remember the song. Remember the time. What are you saying? Do you remember this?
The man's game. If you tell him.
Do you remember this, Leonard? Do you remember? Yes, Floyd, I remember. Now, I will say this, Leonard. When it comes to giving massages in between rounds, you pound for pound, you are the best. You are the best. And this is why I made you CEO of Mayweather Promotions, because we have the green print, and now we're doing the same thing with Tank. We're gonna rob the bank. We have a couple of Rolling Romeros. As a matter of fact, get Coach Malachi Williams on the phone. Coach, get him on the phone. Call him on my trusted sidekick. Where's my trusted sidekick? Oh, it's right here. It's right here. Bring. Yeah. What's up, Floyd, man? I'm this coach. What's going on? I'm having a live show right now. I'm talking to the people. I got a live show right now. Coach, like I said before, listen, what I wanted to say to you was this. Do you have any fighters over there that our fighter can fight? Oh yeah, hell yeah. I got a whole bunch of goddamn fighters. Shit, well, who you want? Who you want? Shit, I got my homeboy. Hold on. Hold on. Hey, are you gonna sign him? Because I've been trying to talk to Leonard, but he ain't been answering the phone. I sent him a message on Twitter. He ain't said nothing. But look here, man, what you got? What fighters do you have? Okay, I got my homeboy Poke Chop Willie. I got Shorty Big Nuts. I got my homeboy Stankalango. Stankalango wants some of that. He wants some of that action too. I got Poke Chop Willie, Stankalango, Shorty Big Nuts. I got my other homeboy Hog Head Cheese. I got Chico Stick. My homeboy Chico Stick. I got Bay Pele. I got my homeboy Neckbone. I got Neckbone too. What's up? What you talking about? What you talking about doing? Oh, and I got Poke Chop Willie as well. We're looking for another date. For Tank Davis. I'm thinking about. What about Poke Chop Willie? Can Poke Chop Willie fight? Yeah, he decent. But my homeboy Shorty Big Nuts now. My homeboy Shorty Big Nuts. He 25-0 in the hood. I heard that you. And if you want to get Shorty Big Nuts now, is he black? Yeah, he black. No. We need a Mexican. Okay, I got my homeboy Chico Stick. Chico Stick Mexican. He Mexican. He is. Can he fight? Yeah. He 3-0. He 3-0 in the hood. He 3-0 in the hood. Okay, yes, that's gonna be the next fight. Okay. Like I said before, I'm calling her in the morning and we can make it happen. Okay. All right, Ford. All right, I got you. Yeah, man, that's what we gonna do, man. That's what we gonna do. Let's give everybody a round of applause. Let's give everybody a round of applause, man. You know how we do it, man. Let's do this. Hey, let's do this here, man. Let's do this. Let's give everybody a shout out, man. You know how we do it, man. So right now, so you already know what time it is. We got Poke Chop Willie. We got Chico Stick, because Chico Stick the only Mexican homeboy that I have that box. So he don't want to fight the black fighters. They want to fight the Mexican fighters. So we got Chico Stick. Chico Stick gonna come through, make it do what it do. You see what I'm saying? And we gonna make it happen. We gonna make it happen. You see what I'm saying? It is what it is. But Leonard LB, and I got a lot of love for Booger Ray. I call him Booger Ray Leonard. Booger Ray Leonard, that is my guy. That's my main man. I don't give a damn what nobody say. I rock with Booger Ray. Shout out to my main man from B-More, Damian Bennett. Hey, okay. Shout out to Knockdown 305. Hey, shout out to Mark Nash from the ATL. Hey, shout out to my main man Ron Boy Fresh. Hey, shout out to Dantes. What's going on, fam? Hey, shout out to Chicarelli. What's up, baby? Hey, shout out to little Green Eyes Pete. Hey, shout out to my brother Charlo. Hey, shout out to Ahmed. Hey, shout out to TJ Thomas Jones. Hey, shout out to the Queen Fissiana Fights. Hey, shout out to the Queen Misfit. Shout out to my brother Retro Boxing and Documentaries, my brother Blood Boxing. Shout out to School X-Mon. What's going on, fam? Shout out to Rider of the Storm. Shout out to Philly Fly. Shout out to Adrian Big 30 with the Lick Reed. Shout out to Ace Sneed in the building. Shout out to Dr. Paul Evans. Shout out to my sister Arlette the Queen from Harlem. Shout out to the Queen Lisa Bales, my sister. Shout out to my brother from Detroit, Smith and West. Shout out to Punch Perfect Boxing. Shout out to Here to There. Shout out to my brother from Omaha, Nebraska, True Gritter 402. Shout out to my cousin from Orlando, Hell Hero Elite. Shout out to Jay Rodriguez. Shout out to Folo Bond. Shout out to Philo 58. Shout out to Will, Big Will, what's going on, fam? Shout out to Dean West. Shout out to Jim 82, what's happening? Shout out to Miguel. Shout out to the Queen, Bless 365. Shout out to Carla Serene in the building. Shout out to Kathy W. Shout out to Jason Dockery. Shout out to AB Sounds, what's going on, fam? Keep your head up, my brother. Shout out to Troy Graham from B-More. Shout out to Martin King Boxing, what's going on, Ron? Shout out to Buster Kid Man Cassidy. Shout out to Ralph Reacts. Shout out to MFB in the building. Shout out to Bernard Burton. Shout out to Juan Carrillo, what's happening, man? Shout out to Honorable Ketsi. Shout out to Big Hulk from Maryland. Shout out to Major 209 in the building. Shout out to Major Keith Boxing, what's going on, Glenn? Shout out to Deborah Booker from Cleveland, Ohio. Shout out to Doug Brightside with the Lick Reed. Shout out to Chester Fan. Shout out to Lady Shan. Shout out to Drummond Whole Life. Shout out to Javon Soto. Shout out to Kenny Slim 501. Shout out to Boxing Nerd with the Lick Reed. Shout out to Eric the Pike Stick. What is that? Eric the Pike? Shout out to Eric. Easy Eric. Shout out to Manny G. Shout out to Flex BX with the Flex. Shout out to Old Daddy Boxing. The Boxing is so daddy. Shout out to Frank the Tank with the Big Bang. Shout out to Ricky Ricardo from San Antonio. Shout out to Al Money with the Lick Reed. Shout out to LaShawn. Shout out to BWON. Shout out to Frank Forbes. Shout out to BWG in the building. Shout out to Get Touched Up Boxing. Shout out to Oscar. What's happening? Shout out to Stephen Bateman. Shout out to BG from the Hot Boys. Shout out to the one Mr. Ham. Shout out to Massachusetts Fishing. What's going on, fam? Shout out to John Doe. What up, Doe? Shout out to Sabrina Lee. Sabrina Lee, what's going on, sis? What's happening? Let's what the Lick Reed. Let's see if we get everybody else we may have forgotten. Shout out to Mr. Warren. Mr. Warren, salute. Shout out to Mr. Golden. Shout out to my homeboy from Dade County, Knockdown 305. Shout out to F Society. Shout out to Jay Williams. Shout out to Texas Bulldog Boxing. Shout out to Mr. Warren in the building. Shout out to C's. Shout out to C's. What's going on, fam? Who else we got in the building, man? Shout out to NMFI. What's going on, my brother? Shout out to the Breakdown with Kush. Shout out to the boxing scientist that was here as well. Easy money, always making that easy money. What's going on, my brother? Always making that easy money. Let's see. Shout out to Tipsy McStagger. Tipsy McStagger. What's going on? Shout out to the dude that say overkill. Yes, sir. You don't have to watch it. You can leave. Shout out to hey, you don't trip me out. These dudes be coming over here complaining, talking about they don't like my shows and shit. Why are you here?
True.
If you don't like the show, leave. We would not miss you. Other than that, that's it. This is that boy Coach Malachi Williams signing out. NewMediaTodayUSA Boxing. I'm gonna holler at you guys, man. You know what it is, man. Let's make it do what it do. You know my motto, don't meet me there, beat me there. Peace.
Man, I'm out of here, bro. Let's go.